Good evening and welcome to the EATEL Game of the Week. And we have a special treat for you tonight. Our first game in a long time at Lions Stadium on the campus of Ascension Christian High School. Homecoming night for Ascension Christian. St. Martin's Episcopal versus Ascension Christian. I'm Jeff Porsche, and in just a moment I'll be joined by Jonathan Moore, who will be doing the color analysis for us tonight. And we'll have a good game here tonight in just a moment. But first, we're going to take a break and be right back. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at rossdowninghammond.com, rossdowninggonzales.com.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
I'll be the first one in our family to graduate.
Diabetes.
I'll live a healthy I don't know.
And we're back, and we've missed a touchdown. 6-0 on a pass from Cormier to Temple. And I'm joined here by Jonathan Moore, and that's a great way to start a game. Sorry you missed it.
It is. Ascension Christian usually comes out running. We've run it every game this year. On the first play, comes out with an early pass, catches St. Martin sleeping, and Cormier really did a good job of delivering that ball.
And the extra point is blocked, and it is no good. And we'll keep it right here. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We have some power issues in the stadium that we're trying to work out, but we're back now. We're going to try to keep it up as best we can, and we really appreciate the production crew getting this and putting it all together at short notice. But as I said, we're Jonathan. That's a heck of a way to start the game.
It is. It's kind of the best thing you want to have whenever you start it. I mean, against a team like St. Martin, who is explosive, who has a player who can control the game just by himself, Ascension Christian needed to come out, needed to make a statement and get the ball down the field. And rather than a long, slow, grinded-out drive, Ascension Christian comes out, makes that statement by going for a play-action pass on the first play for a touchdown.
And so to kind of recap what happened, St. Martin's kicked to start the game, and it was a short kick, and it was taken by a Ascension Christian player and got to about the 40-yard line, and then the long pass for the touchdown, and we're about to see Ascension Christian. And you told me that we expect a onside kick pretty much every time they kick out here.
Yeah, Ascension Christian really started doing this a few years ago. Our coverage unit was giving up a lot of big plays in this, so we kind of took a page, unconventional page, out of some coaches' books by doing an onside kick every single time,
and it goes out of bounds, and it looked like nearly got their hands on it, number 8. That's Ethan Hunt. And so
that's right.
St. Martin's will take over.
And we're going to see that pretty much all game. And from what I understand, we'll see it pretty much both games from both teams. You'll see short onside kicks around the 40, 30-yard line, trying to get extra possessions in the game.
And so we'll look at the St. Martin's Episcopal offense, and they're led by quarterback Matt Menino. We're just beginning. There's 11:43 left to go in the first quarter. 6-0 Ascension Christian has the lead. And we'll get to their offense after the first play. You see it right there. And there's the guy we expect to see the ball a lot tonight. And run for a first down. That's Harlem Berry. And we'll get through the offense now with Menino at quarterback, Berry at running back. And in the receivers, you have Mandela, Check Snyder, Saucier, Baker, and a lot of different guys you're going to see there tonight. And in the line, you have Brower, Kelly, Shank, and Rains. And so the guy that you need to look out for on this offense, Jonathan, is the running back Barry, who's just a freshman.
That's right. I got to see some of their game film for the last couple of weeks, and it's not often that you see a man who's a freshman who just jumps off the screen as a special talent, but that is Harlem Berry. When he carries the football, he has the ability to make every single play a score, and as I said, he's just a freshman. But you're going to see him spread it out. You're going to see him try to get to the edges, especially against Ascension Christian.
And a nice run down to about the 35-yard line on by the wide receiver, Seth Mandela. So that's a little bit different. A little bit of a reverse right there, and I'm sure they were looking for Barry right there, and they got a little trick play for a lot of yards.
Yeah, and we're going to see them. We know that Ascension Christian's going to be focused on Barry, so you're probably going to see a lot of misdirection. St. Martin is capable of building big leads. Last week they had a 21-0 lead in their game.
And they weren't able to pull it off. So 1st and 10, and now you got the pitch to Barry, and he gets through the first wave and then is strung out, now gets outside, and he's got a first down. And he's down inside the 30-yard line. And so we'll look at the defense for Ascension Christian. They play a 4-4 with three defensive backs. And you got Sir Harth, Pyle, Stafford, and Green on the line. And then the linebackers, Treg, Hunt, Stafford, and Carter. Cornerbacks, Cormier and Evans. And then Temple at safety. So they're going to say he got the first down. I see 2nd and 1 up on the clock, but I think that's not correct. So it is 1st and 10, and the ball's at the 26.
It is, and I talked with Coach Purrier earlier and asked him what his plan was tonight, and he said very simply, we want to try and contain that man who has the football right now.
and he is hard to get down, and that's just some good second efforts. He had a big hole, but then he got 3 or 4 yards on just second, third effort right there.
It's going to be exciting watching him tonight. Barry, as I said, he's been a special talent so far this year. Last week he ran for 353 yards in their game, and even though they didn't win, that's still an incredible effort by him.
Yes, it is, and he's definitely showing that he is. The hype is real about this running back right here, and there he goes around the right side, and he's close to the end zone.
It looks like he got in, and he did.
Yes, touchdown for St. Martin, St. Martin's Episcopal. So the St. Martin's Episcopal Saints get on the board, and we are tied at 6 with 9:54 left to go in the first quarter. So the extra point on the way. Again, if you did miss the beginning of the game, we had some technical difficulties with the electricity in the stadium, and we're tied right now after the touchdown on the first play of the game from Ascension Christian, but the extra point is on the way, so they'll try to take the lead right here. Looks like they are attending something on the side of the field. Looks like one of the players was able to grab something, so I think we're just about ready to go.
And it's a wet night here too, so this is going to probably be a lot of runs tonight.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to run the football a lot, and it's going to get muddy at some point most likely. So the extra point coming from number 22 for St. Martin's Episcopal. Extra point is good, and so they take the lead 7-6, and we will take a short break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week. So St. Martin's takes the lead 7-6, and we are going to stay here for this break and talk about what we've seen so far, and that's a lot of points early on. 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes of the ball game.
It is, and with Ascension Christian this year switching to our flexible and triple option offense, you wouldn't expect to see a score that big in the first 5 minutes from both teams. But Coach Puryear, he came out and he knew he was going to have to make a statement. He knew that today we're going to have to control the running back, number 25, Harlan Berry. So he comes out and tries to put points on the board, because if there's one thing St. Martin has shown this year, they're going to put points on the board. Absolutely.
So scoring first and scoring early was really important to make a statement early on, because you got to keep up with this team. And so this option offense, tell us a little bit more about that.
Ascension Christian has, in the time that I've been a part of it, we've run everything from a power eye to the spread. Well, this year, because we didn't have the linemen that we've kind of had in the past, we kind of had to look to teams that have dealt with that. So we looked at a team like Navy, Army, who have to compete with 300-pound linemen, and they do a good job of it. So we continued to learn from them and decided, let's just try the option. Let's do something that helps out our smaller line and lets us get the ball through the middle, control the clock, run it a little bit more. And even though it's only 3-4 yards every single play, it moves the ball down the field. In week 2, we scored over 40 points. Last week, we had over 20 points. So it's an offense that can score, but it's an offense that takes patience. It wears you down, and it's hard to prepare for, because you have to play your assignments. You have to make sure that you're in the right gaps. So when you don't have the athletes to match up on the field, you have to turn to scheme. And we turned to scheme, and it's worked out pretty well so far the last 6-7 games that we've run it.
And they look good here tonight. You saw the short return there by Tomplay on the short kick by St. Martin's. Now on first down, they're going to pitch it out to the right side, and there's a big hole. He's dragged down from behind. And we'll look at the offensive starters. That was Carter Evans on the carry for Ascension Christian. So the offensive starters, you have Cormier at quarterback, and then you're going to see a lot of guys. You're going to see Trigg and Carter and Hunt in the backfield. Evans and Tomplay are going to be your receivers. And then on the offensive line, you're going to have Green, Pyle, Hoffpower, Stafford, and Poche. So that's a good 5-yard run on first down.
It is, and I mean, we've really, so far, both offenses have been very impressive. I mean, Ascension Christian, that's only their second play, but coming out and moving the football. And St. Martin's, they have a very good offense, but their defense has given up a lot of points and a lot of yards this year. I mean, last week, Harlem Berry had 353 yards, and they weren't able to win the game. So they're going to get a lot of points. They're going to get a lot of yards, but unfortunately, they've been giving them up as well.
And that was a short run right up the middle, and so it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Let's look at the St. Martin's defense, and they run a 4-4-3 as well. And you got Shank and Shank on the left side, and then you have Robertson Hogan on the right. Linebackers Deviney, Bergeron, Brower, and Anthony, and then the cornerbacks Prophet, Mandela, and Baker. So 3rd down and short, and they look to the sidelines as you had a man in motion, and now he gets back. That's Carter. Now they have the play, and it's a handoff up the middle, and they're not going to get the first down. And so it's going to bring up 4th down, and that's Wyatt Stafford, number 29, on the carry. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Actually, Cormier kept that one.
Oh, okay.
And went the back. So one thing watching this game, and one thing that I've seen this year, Ethan Cormier, the quarterback, number 3, is very good at running the read option. And quite often when we're in the booth working it, you can't even tell whenever he's kept the ball because he's very, very smooth with that handoff and play action.
And so, yeah, he definitely fooled me right there. Didn't fool the defense, though, unfortunately. So now it's 4th and 5, and they're going to go for it, and we have a whistle. And a timeout called by Ascension Christian. And so why don't we talk about the coaches and the all-time record here between St. Martin's and Ascension Christian. And Ascension Christian, coached by Josh Purrier, and St. Martin's Episcopal, you're going to talk about this a lot later. Frank Gendusa, he's kind of a well-known person in the high school football community, and he's only in his 4th year here, but he's coached at a lot of places. You're going to talk about that later. And they played a series in 17 and 18, and Ascension Christian won both of those as well.
We did. I was actually, for both of those games, I went to St. Martin, and I was here for them. That was back when we were running the spread offense, and they were very competitive games. They're one of those games that the score might have been a 2-score game the last time we played, but St. Martin's has always been a very tough team, and you see that tonight. You know, they have some big guys on the offensive and defensive lines, but it hasn't so much been a rivalry as much as just been good games the 2 times that we've been able to play. So we're excited to come out here tonight and be able to play against them, and hopefully we can make that 3-0. But St. Martin is always a team that's going to come out with a good offense, so you can never go to sleep on them.
Right. And so it looks like they're still going to go for it right here. St. Martin's does have a deep back, and now he's going to come, as it doesn't look like they're going to punt right here. I think they had the safety back just in case they changed their mind. Now under center, and the quarterback's looking to the right again, and he's open, and he's got it. He's to the 20, to the 10, and he's going to score. Emery Tomplay with a 2nd touchdown here tonight to Cormier with 2 touchdown passes to Tomplay early on, and that's a bit of a surprise.
It is, but you can tell St. Martin has been watching film. Look at this play. The safety moved up thinking they were going to run. Tomplay was able to get behind the defender, and a great throw by Cormier down the field. But St. Martin, they had their safety back thinking that we were going to punt it, moved him up, and he wasn't able to play over the top and give Tomplay any help.
And so they take the lead, 12-7. Every offensive possession so far tonight has ended in a touchdown. And so now we have the extra point coming from number 18, Preston Conley. No, they're not going to do that. They're actually going to go for 2 right here.
I think in a game like this where the points are in a premium, you have to go for 2.
And the pitch out, and it gets to the corner, and 2-point conversion for number 15, Trigg. And so it's 14-7. They get the 7-point lead, and we're going to take a break and be right back. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
And we're back, and it's Jeff Borsch and Jonathan Moore, our color analyst. And it's been the Ethan Cormier to Emery Tomplay show here tonight. 2 touchdowns on the first 2 drives through the air, and they have a 14-7 lead with 7:27 left to go in the first.
It has been, and it's been surprising, but I know Coach Purrier, he came out, and when I talked with him before the game, I said he wanted to try and control the ball, control the clock, but he's clearly also thought we've got to put points on the board, so he's willing to take some chances. And, I mean, this offense, which is designed to suck in the defenders and get those play actions.
And they're going to get another possession as the onside kick, as you said, they're going to do it every time, recovered by number 8, and that is Ethan Hunt. So look at it here on the replay, and it goes right through the guy, and on the side there, number 44, and that's Timothy Roberts, who did not hold on to it, and this is another extra possession for the Ascension Christian Lions.
Yeah, when you're a smaller team that's going up against teams that have players like Harlan Berry on them that can score at will, you almost have to try to steal possessions from them. You have to go and get any way you can, and this is basically a turnover. You know, this is forcing an interception, and hopefully Ascension Christian can capitalize, but you want to see St. Martin continue to play tough defense because they're not giving up a lot of yards on the ground so far.
No, they've looked good on defense, and here's a pitch to the right side, and just like that, they get around the corner, and a nice run by Aiden Carter, and a big run, and that's the nicest run we've seen here tonight for sure, Jonathan.
It has been, and as I said with St. Martin, you know, they've played tough so far, but in the past weeks they have given up a lot of yards and a lot of points, and they've got to stay disciplined with playing the run. You know, the thing that has killed them the last 2 weeks watching their game film is they haven't played discipline on the run. And this is an offense that can be very problematic for that, because if you don't play your assignments, you can bust 10, 15, 20-yard gains. And when an offense is only designed to go 3 or 4 and you're able to get 15, 20, it sets up that play action, which has scored 2 touchdowns so far.
Absolutely. So I think your analysis in the opening drive, the second drive when we came back, has been perfect for what you've been talking about right now. And on first down, the handoff and a short gain from number 29, Stafford. And so we'll say maybe about a half a yard. It's still going to be about second down and 10 with 6:34 left to go in the first.
And you're going to see Ascension Christian rotate their running backs out. You're going to see Trigg. You're going to see Carter. You're going to see Stafford get a lot of carries. You're not going to see one guy dominate the ball with 10, 15 carries. You're going to see everybody get between 5 and 10, which hopefully turns out to be good for them. But St. Martin has got to just play their assignments. They've got to make sure to play disciplined football and stay on top of it, because if they can do that, they can slow down this offense.
So we'll see what they can do on second down. They did stop them on first down. And we have a whistle, and the play clock ran out.
I think we're going to have a water timeout.
The play clock was at 0, but it is that hydration break. And so what we'll do right here is we'll talk about the district play, which is coming up in a couple of weeks for Ascension Christian. And they play in one of the toughest districts in 1A, period. As you see, you have Ascension Catholic, and they were coached by Benny Saya for a while. After he left Dutchtown, he's gone now, but they're still good. You have East Iberville, and you have White Castle, who have made long playoff runs in the past. So this is a really tough district. It's a watered down version, you said, because some teams like Southern Lab have left, but they're still a really powerful district.
I mean, when you look at our district, 7-1A, Ascension Christian has had to play against just the 2 teams in it. White Castle, Ascension Catholic have either won or been in the Dome for the last few years.
Yes.
And then before that, we had to go up against teams like Southern Lab. So it has been a very tough district, and unfortunately, there hasn't been a lot of success in it. But what we're hoping is, as we switch to this new offense and as they continue to grow, we're able to compete with these kind of teams, because we might not have the athletes to match up with them. But as I said, we're trying to turn to the scheme. But the good news is, getting into district play, some of the teams that are traditionally really good in this district, like the East Iberville and White Castle, they have struggled this year.
Yeah.
So it's looking like there might be an ability to win a few more district games than we normally would. But when you look at an Ascension Catholic, I think they have 3 D1 athletes who are already committed to colleges. So it's going to be a tough road for them.
Yeah, it's always a tough district around here. There's always good football everywhere you look around the river parishes. And so it's going to be the same thing this year. And it's second down as a man goes in motion, and he gets the pitch. And that's Treg that's Carter, and he does get a few before he's dragged down by his shoulder pads after about a 4-yard gain, so it's going to be third down and about 6.
And good tackle there by Prophet. Really, really played the run very well right there.
And one thing that you talk about, and this is the type of offense you have to run here, but one of the things about the way the Ascension Christian team runs their offense and with the onside kicks and everything like that, and you play a 1A team that's kind of got two-way players. This is the kind of thing that could exhaust the defense too if they're on the field for most of the first quarter like they have been.
They are, and you would hope as Cormier gets back to throw again here.
And a jump ball up for grabs, and there's going to be pass interference called on the defense, I believe. So
certainly would have looked like, Cormier turned around for the ball. The defender had good coverage, but as you can see, he just didn't turn his head around quick enough.
And he did make contact, and Tomplay was not able to get to the ball, so
we do have pass interference.
So it's pass interference defense. So that'll keep this drive going, and again, that defense stays on the field a little bit longer. St. Martin's opening drive was about a minute long, and so basically their defense has been on the field for about half a quarter so far, and again, as you said, this is a 1A team. They're not going to be very deep.
Yeah, you can see it on their sideline. I think the team only has 20 or 25 players on their team total, and some of their linemen already have their hands on their hips. So if you're Coach Purrier, this is exactly what you wanted.
And there's Treg right up the middle, and he's inside, I believe, the 5-yard line. So it looks like, yes, my mistake. I'm listening to the PA announcer. I get the numbers confused. Stafford on the carry. So he gets 5. It's second and goal. The ball was at the 10, but they cannot get another first down. So it's second and goal from about the 5-yard line.
And we'll see what Ascension Christian is able to do here, because this is where St. Martin is able to make a stand, having bigger players, having the guys, if they'll attack and play their assignment, they can stop inside the red zone Ascension Christian.
It seems like they've gotten more around the edges, and that's what they're going to try here. And they're going to get into the end zone and another touchdown. Carter Evans, it looks like they're having more success as they try to go to the edges and outside the tackles than they are running the ball inside.
They are. They're just playing to their strengths right now. They know St. Martin's got big guys in the middle who are going to clog up the lanes. They're going to take up gaps. So right now Ascension Christian is saying, we're going to test you on the outside. We're going to force you to make those linebackers step out or make your safeties and corners step up. And where that's going to be an advantage is going to be in the play action down the field. But St. Martin has really got to figure out how are they going to stop these pitches, because right now these pitches are getting 10 to 20 yards.
And so they're going to go for 2 again and try to get to the 15-point lead. And they're going to go right to Tomplay in the corner, and it's just overthrown. Incomplete. And so the extra point, 2-point conversion, no good. And so our score 20-7, Ascension Christian with the lead. We'll take a break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from EATEL Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
(20-7) our score. Jeff Porsche with Jonathan Moore, our color analyst tonight, and current PA announcer for Ascension Christian. Well, not tonight, obviously, as we're lucky to have him here, and we're glad to have you, and doing a great job, and it's a good start for tonight. Now we're going to see the onside kick from Preston Connolly, and it's going to be short of 10 yards, so they're not going to get that right there. And so St. Martin's Episcopal will get the ball as Preston Connolly and Robin Nina probably disappointed with that right there. And I'm going to say hello to their family out there if they're listening or watching on EATEL Live. Sorry, personal friends.
I think they're going to re-kick this. I don't think the ball was touched by an Ascension Christian player. I think the referee might have blown an early whistle because the ball did eventually bounce past the 50. So it looks like they're going to re-kick this.
Okay, so that's what they're going to do. So they get another chance. They recovered the last one.
Yeah, I mean, if it's working, you might as well keep taking the chances. And if you're St. Martin, I mean, they're playing it right, but they've got to scoot their guys up. I mean, they know what Ascension Christian is trying to do, but they still haven't moved their players up. And
they have 4 guys on that right side defending the onside kick. And I think by now everybody should know that it's going to that left side, and they're going to do it again. And they kicks right off the leg of a St. Martin lineman, and it's recovered by the quarterback, Ethan Cormier. So you just keep the ball and run some more plays. So let's look at that, number 58, and he lost it. Number 58 for St. Martin's, and that's Manny Bergeron.
Yeah, I mean, St. Martin has got to know what's coming, and they've got to know that Ascension Christian try this. We're going to try to get the ball back every single time because we want to keep it out of the best player on the field's hands. So it was just a good play call, but hopefully they make some adjustments. I mean, Coach Frank Gadusa, he knows what to do. He's going to make adjustments, but you just wonder how many more times it's going to take before he does it.
Yeah, there was only, as we said, only 2 guys at the 45, and then you had a couple of guys back at the 50. They might need to change that strategy as there's a handoff up the middle, and that's going to be good for about 2 or 3 yards, and it's been tough going, as we said, running up the middle, and so that's number –
I think that was
number 8, Hunt. Yes,
there.
It's Hunt, yes.
But, you know, as I said with this offense, it's those 2, 3, 4-yard gains, those are designed just to continue to bring in the defenders, They want St. Martin stacking the box so they can try one of the pitches, try one of the reverses, or go with a long play action. But St. Martin has done a good job of stopping the middle. They just got to continue to play contain on the outside. And
one thing that does, too, is it runs that clock, and it takes that time of possession, and it keeps that clock away from the other side, and because they can score in just split seconds sometimes. Second down and a hard run up the middle on a first down. That's the nicest play we've seen right up the gut. Maybe that defense for 3 straight possessions getting a little tired. As you see a little power run there, and that's Ethan Hunt again.
Yeah, and they've got some subs starting to come in, and I mean, every time we say that, you know, the other team is doing a good job on some, or the other Ascension Christian's able to run it exactly where we say they're doing a good job. So, I mean, I hope St. Martin continues to make adjustments, but right now they've just got to get a stop. I mean, this is a pretty crucial drive. If Ascension Christian is able to go up by 3 scores against them, it's going to be tough sledding for St. Martin to get back into the game because they're more of a run spread team. They're not a throwing team.
Yes.
So they really need to get a stop on this drive.
1st and 10 past midfield. And there's the handoff, and that's Stafford. And he gets about 8. So just good hard running. They know what they're going to do now, and as you see, they're getting a little tired, and there's been, as you said, substitutions. And now, well, it's not quite, it's about 6, maybe 7. We'll call it second and a long 3. Ball at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like it's about the 41, 42, but great run there by Stafford. I mean, just tough physical play up the middle, takes it around the left side, and I mean, he's doing what he needs to do as the fullback. He's just chewing it out, getting 4 or 5 yards. And right now, with a run like that, now it being second and a little bit shorter, you might see Ascension Christian try to take a shot here.
Let's see.
Another handoff.
Then they go right up the middle and get about 2. They're going to be about 1.5 yards shy of a first down. But, again, that's just going to run another 30, 40 seconds off the clock. And we're getting now to the point where they are getting inside 1.5 minutes in this third quarter. And so that's about, if you want to look at it, about 10 minutes of offensive possession for Ascension Christian in the first quarter up to now.
I mean, really, if Ascension Christian is able to close out this quarter with the ball or with a score, you could not have asked for a better quarter so far from them.
So you see the shot of Coach Puryear down there on the sidelines. Thanks a lot, Josh. And it's 3rd down and short, 3rd and about 2. Maybe 2 down territory right here. Pitch to the right. This is where they've been getting their yards, and runs into their own guy, gets near a first down. It's going to be close. That's Trey on the carry. They're inside the 40 to about the 37. I think it's going to be, looks like they're calling it about a half a yard short of a first down. And so now we're inside of 45 seconds. They can get a playoff right here, and you would expect them to go for it right here at 38.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going to kick onside kicks and you're willing to give them the ball at the 50 and 40-yard line, you're going to go for it right here. So we'll see if they're able to get the playoff before the end of the first quarter. And it looks like they'll have time if they want to. They might just try to play it down and draw them off sides, but they've been having success running it, so why not?
And forward progress, I think he's going to get it. He's definitely got it. That's just a good surge by the running back in that offensive line right behind him. So good power running right there by number 8, Hunt. He's had some good yardage up the middle on what is probably going to be the final play of the first quarter. So we run down inside of 10 seconds, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. And so a very successful first quarter for the Ascension Christian Lions, 20-7 and possession. And so we will end this first quarter, take a short break, and we'll be right back. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Introducing outage text alerts from EATEL. Sign up is quick, free, and easy. Stay informed, receive updates, and get emergency messages. Plus, our outage text alerts will notify you when there is a service disruption in your area. Sign up in 3 easy steps. Just log into your account, go to account settings, and select text notifications. It's that simple. So, sign up today at myaccount.eatel.com.
And we're starting the second quarter, and our score 20-7. And we were just talking about it with Jonathan Moore, who's our color analyst out here tonight, and just the perfect first quarter so far for Ascension Christian.
It was. You cannot draw it up any better if you're Coach Puryear. He controlled the game clock. 11 out of the 12 minutes time of possession belonged to Ascension Christian. They ran the football at the middle, which was able to set up the pitches outside and the passes. And St. Martin has been on the field so much, you just have to wonder how tired are those linemen. And really, the most impressive thing has been the Ascension Christian line. They have been getting 2 to 3 to 4 yards of push every single play. And this is a line which is starting 4 first-year linemen on it. So if they can continue to move the football like they're doing, they'll be able to control this clock and keep the ball out of St. Martin's hands and possibly get a win tonight.
And if you've missed the first quarter, you had a couple of early first quarter touchdowns from Cormier to Tomplay. Then you had another touchdown on the ground. And St. Martin's powerful offense with Harlem Berry, who gained over 300 yards last week, has been on the bench most of the first quarter. And so now it's 1st and 10 for the Lions. Man in motion, fake it to him, looking to his left, wide open. Oh my! Oh, and he dropped it. And Tomplay's made some hard catches with men on him tonight, and that was the easy one, and he missed it.
You can see it. Great play. Cormier has a man in his face, puts the ball right in his hands. Tomplay saw the defenders, wasn't able to hang on. You have to keep your eye on that ball, go through the full catch, and then turn and run. But he saw the defenders coming and tried to turn and run before he brought it in. But great play design by Coach Puryear there. Brings him in the first play of the half on the play action and has a wide open man.
Absolutely. It was a great play call. Probably would not have gotten into the end zone as the pursuit was coming hard on him and the pass was a little bit underthrown. But that would have definitely set them up in a 1st and goal situation. But now it's 2nd and 10, and the ball at about the 35-yard line for the Lions. And there's the pitch, and it's strung out this time, and they're going to lose about 5. Ball is loose, but I believe they're going to call him down as they tried the late pitch to Carter, and that was probably their first unsuccessful play here tonight.
Yeah, as I said, Coach Canduce is not going to let things continue to go on the entire game. He's obviously made some adjustments. Harlem Berry is in there now to make plays in the secondary, and if there's anybody you want getting to the edge, it's going to be him, and he was able to beat Treg out to the edge. So now you're going to see Ascension Christian have to move the ball up the middle consistently. St. Martin is spreading it out a little bit more and making them gain those 2 and 3 yards.
So this is 2-down territory most likely. Of course, you got to keep your eye out for Tomplay because he's been open. He's been the big play guy tonight so far. But there's a timeout called by Ascension Christian. So they've called their second timeout. And so since we're in the second quarter, let's talk about the homecoming halftime presentation, as we'll find out who the homecoming queen is for Ascension Christian. And you see the girls listed right there: Bella Barber, Alexa Garcia, Raisha Kelly, Christiana Raven, and Gianni Taylor. And so those are the girls, and you see a shot of them right there. And so those 5 girls will be presented at halftime. We'll find out who the winner is, and we'll try to get an interview with the queen whenever we find out in the third quarter. But those are some great girls right there. And I know you know some of those personally, Jonathan. They're great. They're great kids. Huh?
I do. I've known. I actually have known 3 of them for 10 years. I can remember Christiana and Gianni whenever they were just 5 and 6 years old at our elementary school. And Raisha Kelly, I've known her and her family for many, many years. And same thing. I've just been around these students for so long, and it's exciting to see them grow up. It's exciting to see them being honored tonight on the homecoming court. Very proud of them, and I hope that they really enjoy this evening.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night for them, and the rain has held up, so it ought to be a good, fun presentation. We're all grateful that the rain has held up. We're under a tarp tonight, so we're hoping everything doesn't get wet out here, and so we've been blessed so far. It's 3rd down and 14.
We'll see what Coach Purrier is able to draw up to get some yards here.
And they may be looking to Tom play, and that time the little miscommunication, he went in and the pass went out. And so it's going to bring up 4th down. And so this is going to be this is the first tough situation we see for the Lions here tonight. 4th and 15, that's going to be hard to get.
Yeah, you almost have to punt the ball here, and we do at Ascension Christian. They do have a punt play. It's Cormier. He drops back about 10 yards and punts it. You almost want to pin them down deep and then try to just get the ball back and move the ball down the field. But you're so far down in there already, you might see another just deep pass. Just see if you can get behind the defender, and then if you give them the ball at the 39, they still have to go 60 yards to get a score.
So let's see what happens.
Looks like
so you have them lining up under center, and there's no deep back. So it looks like they are going to try here. And they're looking left this time. Rolls out, and he's got room. Does he have enough room to get a first down? Not quite. But it works kind of like a punt. They still netted about 10 yards out of that. Yeah. So that's a positive outcome, I guess you could say.
Yeah, smart move by Coach Purrier. I mean, he didn't want to take the risk with Cormier punting it and just pin them down to the 30, make them drive 70 yards, and your defense, which should be very fresh because it hasn't been on the field since the first quarter. I mean, they're coming in here playing the long game. Right now, we'll try to play the field position battle, let them come out, and then we'll see what we can draw up the score on the next possession.
Right. It's a smart conservative play with a lead like that because some bad things could happen. You could have a bad snap. You could get a block. You could have a nice return. But you got 10 yards net out of that anyway, so it's a positive outcome. And now St. Martin's Episcopal, and now number 25, that's the guy we're going to be looking for, Barry, in the backfield.
Yeah, and this is a big drive. We need to see St. Martin really move the football here and score because this game could get out of hand if they're not able to get a touchdown here.
And first down, and he slips. That's the easiest way to contain Harlem Berry. And I wonder how this field's going to hold up. It's been raining all week, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was cloudy. It rained this afternoon. So then you can see little chunks getting torn up already. So I wonder if that's going to affect anything.
It probably will, especially as you get into the third and fourth quarter. I mean, and not only that, these are two teams which are going to run the football. So you're going to see a lot of action in the trenches. You're going to see a lot of bodies, a lot of cleats in the field right there, especially around the center, the midfield. So you will start to see players lose their footing. This is where you really have to concentrate.
And a little inside handoff, or maybe a little shovel pass, but it doesn't go for much. And so they went with number 2, Mandela. But, or was that number 3? Saucier, yeah. Saucier, you're right. And a good job by the right side of the defensive line for the Lions, bringing up a 3rd down and 9. So possible chance to stop them right here.
Yeah, I mean, so far in this drive, held them to 1 yard, and the Lions playing good. I mean, it helps when the running back trips like he did, but this is, as I said, this is a big drive for St. Martin. They need to move the football on it.
And there's a pitch, and trying to get there, and he does break some tackles.
What a run.
hard guy to get down, Harlem Berry, number 25. So looked like they had a chance to contain him, and then all of a sudden he just springs free. As you see on the replay right there, the right side of the line, they have him contained about 4 yards shy, and then all of a sudden he breaks free.
Just a great run, and that's what you want to do if you're St. Martin. You want to get the ball into your best player's hand and get him in space. He can get to the corner. He can break tackles that nobody else in this field can break, and that's what Coach Frank did right there. He just decided we're going to put the ball in our best player's hand and see what he can do, and Ascension Christian just wasn't able to stop him.
And so now the ball past midfield, and the clock is stopped at 9:22 left to go before halftime. Our score, Ascension Christian 20, St. Martin's Episcopal 7.
And it looks like we're having some problems with the play clock.
Yeah, now the clock is moving. They usually are running it even after they get out of bounds, but they did not do it right there. Clock running now as a nice run up the middle gets about 8, so it's going to be 2nd down and 2. So this drive started back at the 30, and now they've gone inside the 42-yard line, 2nd down and 2.
So far, Coach Ryan Murphy's defense, doing a good job on this drive of slowing them down. But if they want to come up with a big stop, they're going to have to get a tackle in the backfield.
And there's another 1st down. As a nice run. And I believe that's Mandela, number 2, on the carry. So giving a little breather to Barry. But the backup's getting a 1st down on the run as Barry checks in again.
It was a good run, and this is where you're going to see Ascension Christian really have to dig in, they're probably going to struggle a little bit going up against these bigger linemen if they're able to move the line of scrimmage like that.
A little bit unsuccessful in the previous drive for Ascension Christian and force them to give up the ball on downs, and this is where we stand on 1st and 10 as Barry gets the ball again and picks up about 3 or 4. It was a perfect first half, as you said, for Ascension Christian, especially on offense, but then the second quarter began in a couple of miscues, and now St. Martin's Episcopal has the ball, and they're driving to try to get to within 1 score.
They are, and St. Martin needs to keep this ball as long as possible to give them some of those defenders a chance to rest.
Yes.
I know they have a lot of two-way players, but right now you need to give especially some of those linemen as much of a break as you can. Absolutely.
It's a lot different when you have 1A ball as the carry goes to Mandela, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5. Every week we cover Santa Maud, Dutchtown, East Ascension, and they got 90 kids on their roster. So depth is not a problem. When you got 25 players on the roster, depth's a problem.
It is. A lot of these guys, both on Ascension Christian and St. Martin, are going both ways. Barry is playing linebacker and safety. On our side, you've got Stafford, who's going to be in there, and Carter and Cormier, who's the quarterback. He's going to be playing safety on Ascension Christian. So
3rd down, and Barry trying to get there, and he's stopped short. It's going to bring up a 4th down and short, and I think we know what's going to happen here. Barry will get the ball, and this is definitely 4-down territory.
It is, and it's about, looks to be about 2-3 yards before the 1st, so St. Martin has been moving the ball very well, especially when they get to those outsides and get their runners into space. So we'll see what Coach Frank Gandus is able to call up here, and I would be shocked if 25 didn't get a handoff here.
Oh, absolutely. If they don't, they run some type of play action and the guy's wide open, but I haven't seen that so far tonight. I don't think we've seen Menino throw the ball yet. And so 4th down, and the ball snap, and he's going to be close. He is, second effort. I don't think he got it. I don't think he's there. The spot on the far side is a yard short. They stop him on downs.
They do. Great second effort by Barry, but the Lions able to come up with a huge stop right there, holding him back from getting to that 1st down marker and getting a turnover on downs. With those 2 onside kicks, and now that's 3 turnovers the Lions have basically forced against St. Martin. And now the defense is back on the field. They did get a few minutes to rest, but if Coach Perrier's team is able to put together another solid drive right here, they could put this game in a very hard situation for St. Martin to come back.
Right, that miscue on the previous drive, the drop by Tomplay, doesn't come back and bite them as they get the possession with the same score. And now we're at the hydration break. And so we'll look at the upcoming schedule for our EATEL game of the week. Next week we'll be back for 5A football as we are going to have 2 games in District 5-5A as 5-5A play continues. McKinley is going to play at Santa Ma. That game's still scheduled to be played at Dutchtown. East Ascension will be on the road in Baton Rouge against Catholic High. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to have homecoming for East Ascension. They're going to play at Dutchtown. It's going to be weird. East Ascension at Dutchtown. It's going to be East Ascension's homecoming. The game will be played at Dutchtown. And it's going to be the same thing for Santa Ma and Dutchtown. It's just kind of one of those weird things. And Woodlawn playing Santa Ma.
Playing on your rival's field, but once the new fields are finished at Santa Ma and EA, it is going to be a very nice thing. I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with taking a short break from playing there so they can complete the construction.
Yeah.
I mean, a hurricane kind of threw things off, but when those fields are done, they are going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, and we've been told that progress has been made on some of those fields, and that that construction has continued. So we had heard that they probably won't be ready before the end of the season, and we haven't heard anything that has changed that, but it seems to be getting a little bit closer, so who knows.
Yep.
All
both
right.
of these teams, not a stranger to being affected by the hurricane. St. Martin missing some games this year early in the season because of the power outages in their parish.
Yeah. It was just disastrous for everybody, and we're just grateful to have football and electricity and school and kind of going back to reality as a short gain and a little a hard tackle right there. We've seen that a couple of times, and there's a little bit of a they're getting dragged down by their shoulder pads and it's just and both teams are fired up right now. That's about all we'll say about that.
They are. We're seeing some very tough physical tackles.
Yes.
For Ascension Christian, it's homecoming night, so their players are coming out with energy. They're coming out with fire. And for St. Martin, they don't want to lose this game. This is a team that has played very tough this season, but has lost some big leads in some big games. So they want to get their first win of the season, and Ascension Christian wants to win on their homecoming.
Absolutely. So both teams are fired up. And on second down, that's Stafford up the middle, and they get a few more. And so just running that clock, eating up some time, 3rd down and 5, more positive yards for the Lions.
That was a great tackle there by Sean Shank. He got his hands around the ball carrier, held on to him, didn't let him get any extra yardage. So St. Martin playing tougher in the middle of the line.
And so if you run on that left side of the St. Martin's line, you're gonna get tackled by a Shank. You got Skylar Shank, the senior, and then Sean Shank, the junior, and they're both big guys, 290, 250 pounds. So those are some tough dudes right there. 3rd down and 5 for the Lions. And fake and in trouble and gets it away. Nobody in the vicinity, and doesn't look like they're throwing a flag for any type of grounding or anything. So it's just going to bring up 4th down as the clock stops with 4:16 left to go before halftime. Our score, Ascension Christian 20 and St. Martin 7. And we haven't seen a punt here tonight, but this is probably a punt situation for the Lions.
Yeah, and a great play by Cormier on that last one. He knew he was going down, was able to get rid of the football and save just a few yards in the game where field position is so important. But you almost have to see a punt here by Ethan, and I would be shocked if we tried to run a type of fake or something.
They're kind of expecting it. There's a deep back ready for it. That's number 11, Baker. He plays that safety position anyway. Now he's dropping back. And so they do get it away. It's a high, good hang time. It's going to bounce and take a St. Martin's bounce, though, as the ball is going to be at the 46-yard line. So 4:08 left to go before halftime. This is a critical drive, as the thing you want to avoid here is a touchdown and a long 4-minute touchdown drive for St. Martin's, because that would get it to within 1. Then they kick the ball off to start the second half, and so St. Martin's going to get another possession.
Yeah, and that was a very good drive by St. Martin's defense. They held on. They did not let anything happen on the edges. They stopped up the middle. So now you get to where there's 4 minutes left in the half. They have an opportunity to put some points up on the board, whether it's a field goal. We saw their kicker before the game kicking 30, 35-yard field goal, so we know he has a leg to be able to put it up. But we need to see something from their offense right here. A big play, something.
See trips to the left, and that's where they're going. Now they actually fake it, and they go up the middle, but that pass incomplete. Hadn't seen a lot of passes from them. They were trying to go to Saucier, wide receiver, crossing across the middle, but good coverage, pass a little bit off. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
And they just weren't on the same page on that play. Saucier was actually, it looked like he was trying to block the defenders and turned around and was kind of surprised that he got the ball. But I think that's either our first or second pass that we've seen St. Martin's throw tonight. So they're trying to do something on this offense. Coach trying to bring something out of his playbook that's going to get them some yards.
Right. They did a good job containing Barry, so maybe try to trick them with a pass right there was unsuccessful. And that's Barry, and he's dragged down for 1 yard, and that's a great job by number 72, Daniel Pyle. He just got a hold of him and didn't let go.
He did. Great tackle by Pyle. He knew he just had a hold of him, would not let him go, and that sets up a big 3rd and long for St. Martin. And as we said, with 3:43 left in this game, or left in this half, they need to at least get a first down to give their defense some rest, because if they don't, that will mean their defense is going to be on the field for about 80% of the first half, which does not do well when you have a team that wants to come out and ground and pound it in the second. So we need to see a big play here by St. Martin.
So you see trips to the left again, and they're looking left, and they swing it out to Barry, and he's got room to run, but breaks a tackle, another flag goes down. That's going to be our actually second flag of the night. He gets the first down, but that might be coming back.
It might be, but what a run.
Absolutely. Great second and third effort, and it's an illegal block, and it's going to be probably about the line of scrimmage called against the Saints, and so that's a big break for the Lions as it's going to take away a first down.
It is. There was a great play call, got the ball into the flat, let Barry get out there and make moves against defenders. Cormier was eventually able to drag him out, but not until a 25-yard gain. But now this sets them back 10 yards, so now you have 3rd and 20. So if you're Coach Jeff Gandusa, you right now you're thinking about, is this 4-down territory? I've got to get 10, 15 yards so that I can make that call.
So we'll see what they call here. Clock running, 3:10, 3:09 left to go before halftime. All the points came in the first quarter. 20-7 is our score. Neither team able to get near the end zone. They were able to get on the other side of the field, but not near the end zone here in the second quarter. Kind of a stalemate here, and a whistle. And a timeout's going to be called by St. Martin's Episcopal. And so let's look at what happened last week in District 7 1A. As you see, Ascension Christian, they played Westminster Christian, and they lost 42-21. Vermilion Catholic beat Ascension Catholic. Central Private beat East Iberville. They're 0-3. We saw that a moment ago. White Castle lost Livonia. That was a close game, 42-36. And then Bel Air beat St. John 35-6. So actually, it was not a very successful week for 7-1A, as all 5 teams in district lost. But right now, Ascension Christian is looking good here tonight.
They were, and last week, the Ascension Christian game, it is one of those games where the score doesn't tell the whole story. Going into the midway through the third quarter, Ascension Christian actually had a lead, but just as the game wore on and as our defense got tired, you were able to see them run off 21 straight points against us. But for 3 quarters, it was a close game. It was a one-score game. So Ascension Christian played tough, but kind of like what we talked about with the 1A, the problem is when you play against teams that are a little bit bigger, the finishing of those games, when you have guys that are tired that have been playing the entire time.
You're right. And 3rd and 17, and Barry is going to cut outside, and he's going to get into the end zone on a long 54-yard run. And you can see that one opening up. Once he got in space, he knows how to find the holes, and he cut outside, and nobody was there. And so St. Martin's gets on the board. It's 20-13 as they're going to try to kick the extra point.
Just a great run by Barry. I mean, he got the ball in a simple handoff up the middle, but was able to cut it to the outside, and Ascension Christian just could not match that speed getting to the corner. So, I mean, we're talking about a player whose name we're probably going to hear called on Saturday somewhere, but really that's exactly what St. Martin needed right there. They had to get down and get some points, be able to give their defense a rest, but not only that, give them some momentum going into the second half.
Harlem Berry, just a freshman, but he is quite a player. Extra point is up, and it is good. It's 20-13. We'll take a break, and you're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from EATEL Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
And so we're back, and it's our game of the week at Ascension Christian Homecoming, 20-14. Our score, Jeff Forge, Jonathan Moore with you. And we just saw another impressive run by Harlem Berry. He's got 2 touchdowns tonight.
He does. Great run right there. Great awareness, like you said, Jeff. When he got into the open field, knew exactly where to go. And Ascension Christian, they just couldn't match that athleticism getting to the outside. He was able to break tackles and then just outrun everybody. So a great drive by St. Martin. And now we get to see, with 2.5 minutes left, can Ascension Christian answer? Because they really, going into halftime, they had the momentum, but you can kind of feel it starting to shift in this second quarter as St. Martin figured some things out on defense.
Yes, and it's very important that they possibly get some points or run some clock here, because as we said, St. Martin's Episcopal is going to get the ball to start the second half, and if they can keep it at a one-possession game, that'll be a positive for them. Deep kick this time, and it's taken by Tomplay. He drops it, and he's able to recover, fortunately for them, and they get the ball on to 24. So that could have been a disaster, but they get a 1st and 10.
Yeah, he looks surprised that they kicked it to him, but it's going to be a big drive by Coach Puryear's team. I mean, he has 2 choices. He can go for the score, or he can just try to chew up clock and get the halftime, because St. Martin only has, I think they have 2 timeouts left. So if he can just get 1 or 2 first downs, he can take it into halftime, but we'll see how aggressive he's willing to be right here.
I think that the timeout situation, I think that Ascension Christian has 1 and St. Martin's has 2, but I could be incorrect about that. But we will see as on first down, the offense comes in, and they definitely like to chew the clock, but they've run some play action to Tom play that's been successful as well. Man in motion, gets the pitch out and cuts it inside, and not much happening there for Carter Evans. And it looks like nobody is calling timeout, so the clock will continue to run. 2nd down and 9 for the Lions.
Great tackle by Shank on the outside. He's able to wrap him up, and you can see the adjustment St. Martin has made. They're playing with a much wider front now, bringing their linebackers farther outside of the tackles, and as well as keeping a safety farther back. So Coach Frankendusa not wanting to get beat deep by Coach Puryear's offense. And we'll see if they continue to run this, or if Ascension Christian figures out how to beat it in this coming up half.
So 2nd down, and we'll call it 9. And there's the handoff. Well, actually, he keeps it outside. And he's got some room. He's to the midfield. Goes out of bounds at the 44. 1st and 10 for the Lions. So it looks like they're going to be able to keep this ball out of their hands for the rest of the first half, and they might be able to get some points out here.
It was a great run by Cormier. You know, you can see it on the keeper. They got sucked into the middle with the fake handoff. He pulls outside, and then a great spin move to get to the edge. And it's funny watching him play, because I used to play football with Ethan Cormier whenever he was at Ascension Christian Elementary, and we ran this offense, running pitches, running reverses, running fakes, and now seeing him running it now, just a great job by him. So smooth with that fake handoff action.
So they get down to the 40. So now 1:38. Now the clock becomes a factor for the Lions.
Yeah, and you have to be thinking points here. After that big run by Coach Puryear, you want to maybe do 1 or 2 more runs and then try to go over the top and see if you can catch them.
And that didn't trick anybody right there. Big number 52 with the tackle. That's Shank again. We've been calling those names a lot, Shank and Shank on the tackles.
Yep, and good, just to run up the middle to keep the clock moving. That way, if you're not able to get points, at least you're able to get a lot of time off the clock, give them no time to get a score in the first half.
Right, we're now down to 1:15 in the second quarter. 20-7 is our score.
Nobody's in a hurry right here. We'll see what Coach Puryear is able to draw up. You might see one more run, or he takes a shot right here.
See Tomplay split to the right. Obviously, that's where a lot of people are going to be looking. We'll keep an eye on the clock for you. 56 seconds.
Here comes the shot.
And now they look up the middle and wide open and try to get the over-shoulder catch. And that would have been a tough catch for Evans as it was over his other shoulder, the wrong shoulder, but incomplete. Stops the clock at 50 seconds.
Good coverage by Chris Profit. Recovered well. The ball just a little bit underthrown. Wasn't able to hit him in stride. But Profit comes up with a big hit right there. And really, he saved a touchdown for his team.
Yeah. If he would have got it over the other shoulder and thrown it about 2 yards further downfield, would have been able to get him in stride, and that would have been interesting. But it's incomplete, and it's going to stop the clock at 50 seconds. 2 down territory right here for the Lions. 3rd down and 10 from the 40.
Yeah, you can't give the ball back to St. Martin right here, so I'll be curious to see what Coach Puryear calls.
You would expect them to use a timeout as the back went in motion early.
That's costly right there.
Yes. False start, and that was against the back. And he definitely left about a split second too early. And so 1 second elapsed off the clock, so we're to 49 seconds.
And if they don't get this right now, it looks like Coach Puryear is going to take a timeout. But if Ascension Christian's not able to get this, depending on how aggressive St. Martin wants to be, you could see Coach Condusa call a timeout. And if he's able to, we've seen what Barry was able to do with less than a minute left. Just put the ball in his hands, maybe try to get him in space a few times, see if he's able to create something for this St. Martin offense.
We will see in just a moment. Let's look at the games in District 7-1A this week. As the game right here, EATEL Game of the Week, St. Martin Episcopal versus Ascension Christian. And Ascension Catholic will get the COVID forfeit from Thrive Academy, so they get a win. East Iberville will take on East Feliciana. Covenant Christian versus St. John, and then that ought to be a good one, White Castle against Port Allen.
Yeah, White Castle looking for their first win. This is not the typical White Castle team we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing a White Castle team that has going to the dome talent on it. And this year, starting out 0-3, we'll see how they're able to recover from it. But it's just not the year that we're used to seeing from them. But like you said, Covenant Christian versus St. John, East Iberville versus East Feliciana are going to be good games. And we've got a good game here tonight.
Right. I think one of the things about White Castle is they play a tough schedule with non-district, with 3A and 4A teams. And that's one of the things that gets them ready for that 1A district schedule. So we'll see how they turn out later on. But with 49 seconds left, we'll get back to the action here. 3rd down and 15 for the Lions. And roll out, nearly slipped. Gets away. He might keep this one. No, he throws it. And it's caught at the 1st down marker, and that's enough for a 1st down, I think. That's Aiden Carter with the catch. So Cormier's doing a good job leading the team down the field right now with 40 seconds left.
He was. Great throw on the run, going to his right side, which, as you know, is a right-handed quarterback, incredibly hard throw to make, and a great catch by Carter. And St. Martin has got to be careful. Almost got a late hit out of bounds right there. Wasn't able to make good contact, and that's something that really hurt them last week with some of those playing after the whistle hits. So now you've got 1st and 10 with 40 seconds left. Carter was able to get out of bounds. No timeouts left for the Lions, so we've either got to see big plays or get out of bounds.
Yes, I believe they are out of timeouts. If they have a timeout left, it's only one. And quarterback drops back, and he's in trouble, and he's going to be dropped. So that's going to be a sack of about 4 yards, and the clock running, 30 seconds left to go.
Yeah, tough play right there. The line just not able to hold up in pass protection against some of those bigger St. Martin guys. I mean, Cormier, almost every time that he's rolled out where they know he's passing and they're able to get up the field at him, been under pressure right there. So we'll see with 10 seconds left if maybe Coach Courier just takes one shot to the end zone.
Yeah, maybe a Hail Mary pass to the end zone right here is 5 seconds as the play begins. Deep into the end zone, up for grabs, intercepted. Just into double coverage. Seth Mandela, the cornerback, will pick that off, and that will end our – okay, they're going to say it's incomplete. He did drop it. And so it will take us to halftime. Our score 20-14. We'll have the homecoming court presentation and the crowning of the homecoming queen in just a moment, but we'll take a break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. Like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at rossdowninghammond.com, rossdowninggonzales.com.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
She enjoys spending time with friends and family, shopping, baking, and watching movies. After graduation, Alexa plans to attend college at LSU where she will earn a degree in nursing. Senior Alexa Garcia. Raisha Kelly. Raisha Kelly is being escorted by her father and mother, Clay and Summer Kelly. She is currently the Senior Class President, Vice President of the National Honor Society, a member of the Beta Club, a part of Healing Place Youth Internship. She enjoys digital arts, writing, gaming, and playing the piano.
That girl's family is smart. Like, her sister's a vet. Her mom served in the Air Force. Just, that is a sharp family right there. All of them. Naughty, all of their families. Are you a big fan of Star Trek? No, Star Wars. Really?
Christopher and Angela Raven. She is currently the captain of the volleyball team, a member of the Lady Lions basketball and softball team. She is also a youth leader for Envision Youth Ministry. Christiana enjoys hanging out with friends and family, playing sports, and playing with her dog. She plans to attend Southeastern University where she will pursue a degree in nursing. Senior Christiana Raven.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at rossdowninghammond.com, rossdowninggonzales.com.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
If you believe in me, I'll be the first one in our family to graduate college.
I'll be the one to change our history of diabetes.
I'll live a healthy life.
If you believe in me, I'll know my worth is more than face value.
I'll be stronger than a weak heart. I'll know 68 pounds carries weight in this world.
If you believe in me,
I'll believe in myself.
Belief in our children can change their future. Our Lady of the Lake Children's Health.
The Title Law Firm has been fighting for our clients to get their best recovery for over 20 years. And now that tradition will continue to the next generation.
Hi, I'm Rick Tata, the newest member of the Title Law Firm.
We understand that it can be frustrating dealing with your claim.
So we're here to help you get what you deserve. If you're seriously injured in an accident, call the Title Law Firm today.
We're not just a face on an ad.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Tata.
So we're back at halftime, and Jeff Porsche with Jonathan Moore right now, and our score, Ascension Christian 20, St. Martin's 14, and just saw the halftime crowning of the Queen, and the Queen is Christiana Raven, and I know that, Jonathan, you're very happy about that.
I am. I'm super proud of her. Christiana has been a part of our school here for many, many years, as long as I have been a part of it. And I'm very proud of her, seeing her grow up, seeing her mature into the young woman that she's becoming. Super excited, super proud, and really happy for her to get this honor. And I know her family was too. I'm friends with her dad, and they're over the moon for her right now.
Absolutely, and we're going to try to get an interview with her in the second half if we can pull that off. And so we have that to look forward to most likely, and we have a good second half to look forward to as well. And the first half, Ascension Christian had a great first half. They scored on 3 consecutive drives, had a couple of successful onside kicks, was able to control the clock. Second quarter, Ascension Christian kind of came back, got another touchdown, but you got to be happy with Ascension Christian's performance so far.
You do. I mean, if you were Coach Puryear and you drew this up, this is exactly how you'd want to draw it up. They controlled the ball in the first half. They couldn't stop St. Martin from scoring only one of the possessions, but they were able to keep the ball out of their hands. The best way to beat an explosive offense is to control the ball. You keep it out of their hands, you run the clock, you run the football, you get first downs, and Ascension Christian was able to do that. In the first quarter, they had carried it 11 of the 12 minutes. In the second quarter, they still had the ball for half the quarter, even though it doesn't seem like it. And I know St. Martin was able to get 7 points, but Coach Puryear was able to go into the locker room and tell his team that they played tough, they controlled the ball, and their defense is tiring. Continue to move it, continue to push the ball down the field, and if they do that, they have a chance to win in the second half.
Absolutely. They've looked like the better team so far. They made a couple of good defensive stops. They were able to get that outstanding running back, Barry, held him on third and fourth down, so the defense has made a lot of nice plays as well.
They did, and if you're St. Martin, your goal in the second half has to be, we've got to play better containment. Ascension Christian has missed a few of these passes, but they've been wide open.
Yes.
So St. Martin has got to make the adjustment of, we're going to play our assignment, not get brought into the backfield on the fakes, but we're going to not let them break anything over the top. So they've got to do a better job of containing. And then on offense, St. Martin has got to get the ball into their playmakers' hands. We've seen not just Barry, but we've seen Saucier, we've seen Mandela, we've seen others be able to move the football around. They've got to continue to do that, and they can't get stuck into these losses or penalties which cost them 10 yards and put the ball out of reach for a first down.
And so that's where we kind of stand right now. Thanks a lot for the halftime analysis. And we'll be back in a few minutes. We'll take another break, and we'll kind of wrap up our halftime show and get into the second half. So we'll be right back. Stick around. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at rossdowninghammond.com, rossdowninggonzales.com.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
If you believe in me, I'll be the first one in our family to graduate college.
I'll be the one to change our history of diabetes.
I'll live a healthy life.
If you believe in me, I'll know my worth is more than face value.
I'll be stronger than a weak heart. I'll know 68 pounds carries weight in this world.
If you believe in me,
I'll believe in myself.
Belief in our children can change their future. Our Lady of the Lake Children's Health.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, Jeff Porsche.
Sure, Dustin Bagwell.
Okay. We're back, and we are still at the half, and we have a special guest here at halftime for the remainder of the halftime period. We're going to be joined by, I always say Jeff Bagwell. Every time I see that, I'm sorry. I almost said Jeff Bagwell again. Dustin Bagwell, the Ascension Christian High School principal, and I know you got to be happy for everything that's happened. The rain held up, and you had a great halftime show, and the guys are winning out here as well.
Yeah, I watched a lot of it from the parking lot. But, yeah, we played really well against a really good team.
Yes.
It's a great crowd. And the weather, we did have some pass through earlier today. Kind of soggy, but we're making it. It's been a good night overall.
Absolutely. This is my first Ascension Christian game here at the stadium, and I've had a great time here tonight.
It's been a great atmosphere.
So, talk about the whole ceremony and all that, because you had your little parade before the game, and everybody's out here, and the Queens were in there, came and rode up and all that. So talk about all the stuff that you guys do for your homecoming traditions.
Yeah, it's a whole week of festivities. The students do different themes each day, dressing up and different contests and things. And today it culminates with our parade, which has grown each year. It started with just the maids, and now we've got floats, we've got alumni, and so a lot of people back on campus, and it really has grown each year. We have our middle school football players and kids come run out and lead the team on the field, so it really gets both our campuses involved. So it's growing, and really happy with the way things went this year, even with the tough weather.
Yeah, and let's talk about that a little bit. What kind of challenges have you had specifically here? I mean, one of the first things you see, you look across the field at the bleachers, and that got kind of messed up a little bit. What other things have happened here that y'all have had to overcome?
Well, it seems that we have crosshairs on us. Whether it's the flood of 16, then we have a pandemic, then it affects much more than us. And then we have Hurricane Ida come through, and so it really it disrupts. It hurts our families. It disrupts some of the momentum we have when we have things in place where we're almost operating in crisis mode a lot of times, trying to recover.
Yes.
So it does stifle progress a little bit, but God has favored us and always gotten us back on the right track, both our school and our community. And so we usually find ourselves stronger for it, and I think that'll be the case here. Once we get our facilities restored and repaired, I think it'll be better than it was before the storm.
Absolutely. I'm very happy with all the progress you guys have made as well, and y'all have done a great job. What do you expect here in the second half of this game?
Well, I know that St. Martin can run the ball pretty well.
Yes.
This is the first game I've seen us open up and throw it as well as we have. We've changed systems this year to a predominantly run offense to control the ball. But the pass has been there tonight. And so I think you're going to continue to see balance in the second half. And I think you're going to see a heavy dose of St. Martin's running back.
Yeah, and hopefully we can come out with a win here tonight, because it's been a fun one. I was very impressed with that first quarter with all the onside kicks and everything. It was exciting out here.
Yeah, last week we controlled the game for 2.5 quarters, and then it got away from us. And so we're hoping to learn from that and not repeat that this week.
All right, so talk about your queen here, Christiana Raven. I saw you taking the pictures with her. She was real happy, and she seems like a great kid as well.
CJ has been here for years. She's been here since I got here and has always been so special to me. You can see how, from the reaction, how popular she is amongst our students. She's got a huge heart and just so good to everybody. And just her presence here, you can see the impact she's had on our school, on our students. She's just somebody that doesn't she associates 9 through 12. I mean, she's nice to everybody, and she's just a big part of what we do on our sports teams and our extracurriculars and in the classroom. She's just been a big part of the school.
Yeah, she's we look forward. We're hoping to interview her in the second half, so I look forward to meeting her as well. What kind of challenges are you going to have that are going to face you for the rest of this school year as we go on and move past the hurricane?
Well, we've got a lot of great things going on right now. Mm-hmm. We're in the process of launching an athletic performance program. We're going to build a new facility. We've brought in Coach Mike Babin from Next Level Performance to train our athletes. So we really want to upgrade there. So we're not looking at them as challenges, but as opportunities to improve the athletic experience for our kids here, in addition to providing them with a Christian education. And so those are the opportunities we see going forward as much as challenges. But you never know. We're not out of hurricane season yet, I don't think so. You never know what's going to come along.
Well, that's good. I'm got a lot to look forward to here at Ascension Christian. And Dustin Bagwell, thank you very much
Thanks
again
so much for having me.
Oh, we're glad to have you. We're glad to be out here this
it's
game.
A great night. Y'all enjoy. Have a great second half.
Thank you very much. So Dustin Bagwell, principal at Ascension Christian High School, and that will take us right into the second half. You see a good shot, Coach Puryear right there. And so we'll keep it here as we're ready to go as the kicker, Preston Conley, will step in, and we expect an onside kick. And so we'll see what happens. As the second half begins, 20-14 is our score. Ascension Christian versus St. Martin Episcopal. Confuse the S's there. Ascension Christian, St. Martin's Episcopal, and there's the onside kick. And they got a shot at it, and it bounces around, and it is recovered by the Lions. Ethan Hunt.
What a play by Hunt there. The ball hit 2 or 3 players. Look at that kick. It just bad bounce right there for St. Martin.
And just a good job of keeping up with it right there.
That's not an easy play to make.
So Ethan Hunt with the fumble recovery on the onside kick, and the onside kick recovery, we're not calling it a fumble. So the ball at the 35-yard line, and so that is kick number 4, and the 3 have been recovered.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, you couldn't script it any better for Ascension Christian. Going into this game, they needed to be able to do that to keep the ball out of St. Martin's hands, and now the best field position that you could ask for, 1st and 10 at the 35.
And there's the pitch. And he's keeping it around the corner, strung out, and not going to get much. They've kind of closed that corner. Treg, they've made, as you said, they kind of spread out that line, and they made their adjustments after that first quarter.
They are. St. Martin right now is daring Ascension Christian to run at the Shank brothers. I mean, that's really what they're doing. They're saying, we think that we're bigger than you up front. We're going to spread out our linebackers, spread out our safeties. We're going to play the edges and make you have to beat our big linemen. And so far, since they've made that adjustment, Ascension Christian has not been able to move the football. And
so we see a couple of substitutions coming in. We see Carter Evans checking out of the game and a couple of guys checking in for the Lions. 2nd down and 10. Man in motion. That's top
extra man in the box right here, seeing if that'll help out.
Yes. And they run it, and Shank. That guy's kind of taken over this game since the second quarter.
They have. As I said, both him and I'm assuming that's his brother out there have just been able to get penetration. And this is where you have a line that's not quite as big as the other one, where they struggle a little bit when they have to go one-on-one with these blocks. That's why this offense is designed to really scheme them out of it. But St. Martin has made some great adjustments after the first quarter.
They definitely have, and that run game has been kind of shut down. It's 3rd down and 12 for the Lions at the 37-yard line. Possibly 2-down territory right here. That's what we've seen the majority of the night once they've got past midfield. Man in motion and a whistle. May have moved early. We saw that earlier when on 3rd down and long. No, a timeout, or have they called a timeout? Yes, a timeout has been called by Ascension Christian. And so we'll keep it here, and I'll talk a little bit about the games next week. next week's games in District 7-1A, and that's going to be week 6. And approaching district play, and in fact, we have some games as well. Ascension Christian will begin their season in 2 weeks. As with a 5-team district, somebody's going to be off every week, so Ascension Christian had the first shot at being off. So you have Ascension Catholic at White Castle. That's going to be a fun game. And then you have East Iberville taking on St. John, and Ascension Christian is going to take on Central Private School.
We are, and it's going to be a tough game next week, but Ascension Christian, these are the games that you really want to win. These are the games that are going to give you power points, because when you get to district, that's when the schedule gets incredibly hard.
Yes.
You know, like you talked about with White Castle, they schedule the harder games in their non-district because they know some of the teams in the district haven't been able to keep up with them over the years. Well, when we get to district, we're fighting to steal some wins from teams that we know have a lot of talent.
Third down and looking to the right, wide open and caught near the end zone, and not quite there. Aiden Carter with the catch.
He's down on the one. Great play call. Cormier stands in the pocket, takes a hit, delivers a great ball to Carter, who comes up just inches shy of the goal line, but a good start to the second half so far for the Lions.
That's a smart job. You call a timeout early, and that might cost you in the future, but that timeout right there, dialing up the right play, that was an effective use of a timeout.
It was. Coach Purrier must have liked the matchup that he had at the top. They've been cheating a safety so far over to Tom play every time, and he must have felt it was time to take advantage.
And up the middle, flag goes down as he didn't quite get to the end zone. Hate to see if there's a hold right there. That line judge always throws that flag. Or not the line judge, but the official. He did not throw that out, but it's a face mask. That's always, when you watch college and pro games, when that flag is thrown in that direction from that guy, it's always a hold.
Yeah, it's almost always a hold or an illegal formation, something that he sees, but just a tough penalty right there after you got a big stop. I mean, goal line stops are not easy to come by, and even though they're only a few inches away, if you're able to get them, St. Martin has had the advantage in these short yard situations up the middle, so we'll see if Ascension Christian's able to punch it in right here.
So now the run up the middle and touchdown. The far side official called it, and they're in the end zone, 26-14 with 9:16 left to go in the third quarter on the keeper by Cormier.
Big play right there by Ascension Christian, putting it in the end zone. They've struggled running the ball straight up the middle. They took it right at one of the Shank brothers and decided we're going to get a quarterback sneak in here, which is one of the hardest plays to stop. But a huge statement drive by Coach Purrier coming out in the second half. They recover the onside kick, go 35 yards, but Ascension Christian is letting St. Martin know we're going to continue to move the football, and we'll see if they're able to continue this for the rest of the game. But St. Martin, once again, has to answer being down.
They've gotten a lot of yards through the air here tonight, and we'll see if that continues for the rest of the night, as it's a 12-point lead and a 2-point conversion coming from Cormier. Man in motion, fakes the pitch, rolls out. He may try to get to the pylon, and flag goes down. 2 flags go down. No call from the official.
He got in. The
Did
official said, but I think it's going to be a hold against Ascension Christian is what it looks like.
That's a possibility. And that's a legal block. And so now that's going to be a long 2-point conversion.
Yeah, this is tough. You almost wonder if he's going to bring out Connolly and just take a chance, but it makes you have to throw the ball here. So we'll see what Coach Purrier is going to do, because traditionally not a very long-range field goal kicker right now at this point in his career.
Right. So I see Conley on the sideline. He does not appear to be coming into the game. So they're going to go for the 2-point conversion from the 12.
This will be an interesting play call here, because Ascension Christian has had success attacking the corners and straight up the middle of the field with the pass.
And they're going to throw it, and that's face guarding right there. They never looked back, and so they'll get those yards back.
You've got to turn around on that play. The defender had good position on him. If he would have just turned around and got his head toward the ball, he could have made an incredible play on it. But way to go, Tom Play, staying with the pass, staying with the ball, and getting that call.
So that will get them, let's see where they spot that after the penalty. So, and we'll see try number 3 at the 7-yard line, so it's a 5-yard penalty. I was about to say to look for that fade in the left side of the end zone, but now you see Tomplay on the right, and that's Carter to the left who caught the long pass on this drive, who has the extra space. And that's what they're doing. Fade to Carter, incomplete. And so.
Yeah, just a little bit overthrown out of his hands, but good coverage there by St. Martin. And they tried to get him by moving Tomplay up to the top of the screen, but St. Martin didn't fall for it, played well. The ball was a little overthrown, but still great statement drive by Ascension Christian coming out in the second half, exactly what they needed.
And we will take the break. 26-14 is our score. You're watching the EATEL Game of the Week.
Introducing outage text alerts from EATEL. Sign up is quick, free, and easy. Stay informed, receive updates, and get emergency messages. Plus, our outage text alerts will notify you when there is a service disruption in your area. Sign up in 3 easy steps. Just log into your account, go to account settings, and select text notifications. It's that simple. So, sign up today at myaccount.eatel.com.
26-14 is our score. Jeff Porsche and Jonathan Moore with you at Lions Stadium. And another onside kick coming, and this time they hold on to it. It looked a little sketchy for a second there, but good job with number 3, Saucier, with the recovery. And I guess if you're going to bring somebody on that line, it might as well be a wide receiver.
Yeah, you actually see Coach Gandus has brought in not only him, but they put Barry back there as well. He's brought in his hands team. Ascension Christian has shown no desire to kick it down the field, so you might as well put your best guys right there to try and recover, because they can't keep giving up possessions. They need the ball back. They're down by 2 scores.
And it spoiled a little bit of my prep for the second half, because I talked about how St. Martin's Episcopal scored late in the first half, and then they would get the ball to start the second half, and that didn't happen because of the onside kick. Now you see them on their first offensive play, strung out, and 2 yards for Harlem Berry, tackled by about 2/3 of the Lion defense, second down.
Great wrap up there by Carter. He wouldn't let him go, and you can actually see every single time Ascension Christian has him, they're trying to strip the ball. They're taking swipes at it. So far, Barry has done a great job of holding on to it this game. We'll see if he's able to continue to do that as we go to second down.
Second down and 9 for the Lions, for the Saints. And a handoff up the middle, first down, breaks outside, and he's gone. Has had a chance at the tackle and broke it, and Barry scores for the Saints. And I thought we had an injury to Cormier right there, but I think Cormier was just disappointed in himself that he wasn't able to make the tackle as Barry ran through him right there.
He got to the second level and got past all the line, and it just came up to 2 safeties to bring him down, and they just couldn't match the physicality that he brought at that next level. Once he gets into the open field, unless you get lucky with a trip, it's almost impossible to bring him down, is what we've seen so far this season. So St. Martin comes back and does a good job of answering the Lions score, so now the ball goes back into their court.
And so, very exciting third quarter so far. Extra point is good, 26-21, 8:24 in the third. Ascension Christian with the lead. We'll take a break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
And so the running back, Barry, brings it to 26-21. And we were talking about that, a freshman against a senior. And the freshman stood up, Cormier, broke the tackle, and got through. And that's special.
He's just electric. I mean, when he's one of those players that we're seeing when the ball gets in his hands, he could take it to the house anytime. When I was actually talking to Coach Puryear about him, I asked him about St. Martin. He said that they have a guy who reminds him of Reggie Bush, and so far what we've seen, that's exactly what he's been like. He's scored from running from one side of the field to the other, cutting it back. So now we're going to see St. Martin do another onside here.
And takes a bounce. They got a shot at it, and now they recover.
They did. I thought they touched it just before 10, but he must not have. From this angle, it looked like he did. But good recovery there by St. Martin, and the Lions just waited too long on that.
So let's look at the replay. Oh, it was close. You're right. Close. It was like right at the chalk at the 50-yard line.
I mean, it's a good no call. You know, that one right there, it was too close to call. Even though the official's right there, you can't throw that flag.
No, that would have been, and we don't have instant replay to confirm or deny that. So you just got to go with your guts right there. And if it's that close, they're not going to call that most likely. So it's 1st and 10, and there he is again. Barry breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Whoa! Thrown out of bounds, out by Carter, and so he gets down to about the 25, inside the 25 to about the 23.
And another good run there. I mean, the plan has been just get him the ball in space this half, and so far it's worked out. The Lions, it's kind of the game plan going in. They're going to have to figure out how to wrap him up because he's not going down with arm tackles, and you don't have anybody that's going to be big enough to hit him. You're going to have to wrap him up and let other players get there to help you bring him down. That's been the only way they've gotten him down so far this game.
I believe that St. Martin's took the lead in the second minute of the game, 7-6. But since then, Ascension Christian's had the lead the rest of the way. They may be driving for the go-ahead score right here as he's still fighting. Is he out of bounds?
They're signaling touchdown, so it looks like he didn't step out.
So that's a touchdown. Nobody called him out of bounds. It's hard to see on the far side of the field. And so
none of the Lions are saying that he stepped out, so it must be a touchdown. Good run once again by Barry. He danced on the sideline for 20 yards and was able to bring it in.
Oh, man. Electric's the word.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So they take the lead for the first time in a long time. And it's 27-26 with the extra point on the way.
Here we go. We have the official. Looks like he's going to go talk to the coach about something.
Not sure what that's about.
If I had to guess, it would probably be a warning with the way they celebrated the touchdown. They had a lot of players run onto the field, but
possibly. As you said, they were guilty of some personal fouls, I guess what you would call them, last week.
Last week, they were actually leading in the game. I want to say the score was 21-0, but they had a few after the whistle hits that cost them some personal fouls, and that was one of the contributing factors to them not being able to win that game. This St. Martin team is a good team. They are a very talented team. As you've seen out here, they have an offensive and defensive line that's able to control the line of scrimmage when they want to. They have a running back who is absolutely electric, but one of the things that has hurt them has been playing with a lack of discipline at times. And then making some mental mistakes like playing after the whistle. And it looked like they might have gone down the field and celebrated a little bit too much, and the referees wanted to give them a warning, but who knows really what they're talking about.
Extra point on the way. It is good. 28-26. Now St. Martin's Episcopal with the lead. And we'll take a break and be right back. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from EATEL Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
And we're back, and our score 28-26. And over the last minute of this game, Harlem Berry, freshman running back for St. Martin's Episcopal, has taken control of this game. He has all 4 scores for the Saints and might be getting ready for another onside kick right here. We will see as they set up. It looks like they're setting up for a left kick.
Yeah, it looks like I thought the Lions have made some adjustments. They put 2 extra players on that side, but, you know.
And now they go deep. Try to trick them, go over their heads, and it's a good strategy as they get the ball to the 24, caught by Carter. And so the one thing when they do go with the deep kick, it's going over or nearly over the deep backs' heads, and that keeps them from getting a long return.
Yeah, the returners who, you know, they're not used to having to play up just enough to honor the onside kick that they're not able to get in a good position to catch the ball. So it's a very good job of coaching and strategy by Coach Condusa, but you need the Lions to answer here. This is a big drive. St. Martin has now marched down the field twice and scored touchdowns. You need the Lions to not just score here, but they need to have the football for a little while.
And that is not going to be successful on first down as wrestled down once again by these big guys on the line.
I think that was Skylar Schenk again, wasn't it? Was it him or was it Stephen Brower? I mean, they have been getting penetration into this backfield in this half, and you cannot have that if you're Lions. This offense works only if you're able to control that line of scrimmage and make them make choices. But if they're able to just beat their man one-on-one and get into the backfield, they'll be able to stop it every time.
So now it's 2nd down and 12. So far, Ascension Christian has gotten some positive plays through the air, but their run game has kind of been stifled since the second quarter. And now they're going to look for a quick pass, and they're on the wrong page again.
Yeah, Carter, thinking he's running a go route, just takes off again. But what he wanted there was a turnaround. He wanted a button hook, just not on the same page, and that's costly because that brings up 3rd and long. And this is an offense that is not designed to get huge chunks of yardage when they need them. They're designed to play the short game, get 3 or 4 yards, and set up those play actions and catch the defense unaware.
In terms of momentum, St. Martin's has the momentum probably for the first time here tonight, and a stop right here, and they get the ball. They could take an 8 or 9 point lead right here.
Yeah, they can, and so far, as you said, this game has been all Ascension Christian momentum, but since the second quarter, we could slowly see it shifting as Cormier gets ready to throw here.
Oh, he's in trouble. And he might have room to get something. Pushed out of bounds at the 32, and I think that's going to be about a yard short of a first down. The far side judge has him at about 2 yards shy of the first down, so
wow.
4th down.
This is a tough call right here. If you're Coach Perrier, you know you can feel the momentum shifting. You've been successful at getting 1 or 2 yards when you want to, but St. Martin is playing very, very elevated right now. They're feeling good about themselves. We could see those big linemen try to get into the backfield, so we'll see what happens on this play.
They're going to go for it looks like, or maybe try to draw them off sides. I think that's what they tried to do there with the look to the sideline.
Yeah, Coach Perrier looking at the defense, seeing if he likes what he sees, and he's calling it. The officials letting them know that it's running down, and they're not going to go for it.
And so timeout called by Ascension Christian And one of the things that we talked about, I said we'd bring it up later, St. Martin's Episcopal, their coach, Frank Gindusa, and we talk about their player, Harlem Berry. This guy is a Louisiana legend in the small school area, and he's coached a lot of really good players besides Berry as well.
He is a veteran of the Navy. He's not just coached here. He's also coached in Texas, was a district coach of the year over there. But really what he's known for is he coached at Newman for almost 20 years, and he coached both of the Manning brothers there, and he's an experienced coach. So you know he's not going to let the game go on without making adjustments, without seeing where the holes are. And I'm not surprised that since the first quarter, St. Martin has been slowly capturing the momentum, because now you see he's made his adjustments. He's found the formula that's working. He's going to keep pushing it. And like you said, he has a special player in Barry, and we know he has the ability to develop talent. We've seen it with the Manning brothers in the NFL. I mean, two of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play football. And you wonder if Barry is able to carry on that legacy and if he's able to continue to develop under Coach Gindusa. I mean, he could be a special player that we're talking about years down the line, that was another one that this coach had.
And so let's see if the quarterback, Cormier, lines up under center, which would tell me he's going for it still. Right now, he's not there.
And they're playing deep just in case he snaps it and tries to do a quick punt in.
He's getting under center. And they're going for it. And a handoff. Yeah, he definitely got that. Got it to the 36, and it's a first down. So that's a pretty courageous play, pretty brave right there.
Wyatt Stafford with a big run up the middle. You know, one thing he's done all season, he's run tough. He's only gained a few yards here and there, but he has fought for each one of those yards. And Coach Puryear right there knew that the momentum was beginning to shift to St. Martin. He knew that he had to do something to keep his defense on the field so they could rest. And I think we're about to come up on 6 minutes here, which means another hydration break.
Right, and we'll stay here and talk about some things, and we'll get some score updates. Dutchtown, it looks like they may be able to pull it off on the road in Monroe, playing Ouachita Parish. They're up 35-20 with 5:50 left to go in the game. Of course, still a lot of time to play, but that's a positive, possibly a positive outcome for the Griffins, and it looks like it's going to be an easy one for Sanoma, as the score before halftime, they're playing Helen Cox tonight. Swack's out there covering that. It's 35-6 as we get close to halftime. East Ascension is also playing Walker on the road over in Livingston Parish. We have not got a score on that one yet, but if we do get one, we will pass it along.
Yeah, some good games going on right now in this parish and local parishes, but right now we've got a 2-point game with just with 18 minutes left in the half, and Ascension Christian, they need a score right here. This has to be a drive that comes away with points, because you can't give the ball back to Barry and this offense, who have been able to move it at will in this second half.
Right, and that's why I say that play was pretty brave to go for it on fourth down, because if you give it to them at about the 34-yard line, you're just asking to go down 2 scores right there, because Barry lately has been in a situation where he's going to get in the end zone in 1 or 2 plays.
And it keeps their defense on the field. You know, we saw it in the first quarter. If you're able to keep the St. Martin defense on the field, very slowly those 2- and 3-yard gains turned into 10- and 15-yard gains.
Yeah.
So even though they have really done a great job of scheming better and since the first quarter, the fatigue waits for nobody. Fatigue's going to affect them, and if Ascension Christian's able to continue to run like they are, it's going to wear them down.
Right. And there's a run for a short gain as they try Ethan Hunt off of the left tackle. Short gain, 5:45 left to go in the third quarter.
One thing Coach Gindusa is doing every time is he's watching Tom play on the field, and he's sliding a safety over the top every single time. He's beating him for 2 big touchdowns, and he's not going to let it happen again. So we'll see how that continues, if Coach Puryear can maybe take advantage of there being double coverage on him.
And last time they had the ball, they did that with that long pass to Aiden Carter, and we'll see he's kind of lined up in a wing spot. As you see the receiver Evans on the right side, they're going to pitch it though, and breaking a tackle, and a flag goes down way downfield as they get near a first down.
I mean, you have to wonder, is it going to be an eligible man downfield, or is there going to be some kind of illegal contact? But I did see an offensive lineman running down on the Ascension Christian 40, so
Right.
it might be an eligible man downfield.
Since it was a pass, I don't believe that's.
It's against the Lions in some way. The referees have signaled.
So let's see. They're going to mark it from the 44, so it's a 10-yard penalty. And I think.
Did he ever make a call?
I hear holding from the public address.
Okay.
So it's 2nd and 14, and I want to apologize because Lyle Boudreaux just sent us the message. I forgot that the East Ascension game was last night. I didn't even realize. I didn't even check it. They beat Walker last night 48-28, so that's a big win. There's Santa Maria and East Ascension both with victories over Walker this year.
And we'll see if Dutchtown can get the win tonight, and that would be all the Ascension Parish teams getting a win.
It seems that way. 4:35 in the third, and the quarterback Cormier pass wide open, caught midfield, breaking a tackle inside the 40, Aiden Carter, and that's what you're talking about with the taking a couple of guys and looking at comp play and then going the other way.
Yeah, great play call. Looks like Carter's cramping up right now, but great play call by Coach Purrier. He's taking advantage of the fact that safety is playing way over the top, playing over Tom play, not wanting to give up that big play, so he just calls a seam route straight up the middle, taking advantage of that. So you wonder how much more they're going to continue to play that safety, or if they don't, how many more times is Coach Purrier just going to take advantage of it?
And that's a big play, and they've most of the night when they've scored, except for possibly one drive, they've had a big play through the air. They had the 2 touchdown passes to Tom play. They're on their first 2 touchdown drives. Their third touchdown drive was mostly on the ground when they were getting kind of fatigued. And the 4th touchdown drive, you had the long pass to Carter, and now you have the long pass to Carter flipping the field right here and getting it onto the Saints side.
And what we've seen tonight so far has just been great coaching on both sides of the ball from each team. Coach Josh Purrier and Coach Ryan Murphy on the defense have done a good job for Ascension Christian, and Coach Gandusa has also done a great job of, they were down 20-7 in the first quarter, and they've come back and taken the lead. And we're seeing Coach Purrier now have to make adjustments, have to try to beat this team, and we'll see if he's able to continue to do that.
On first down and a short gain before you get pushed back. And number 60, the other Shank, Sean Shank.
We've called their names a lot tonight. Those 2 guys have done a great job of standing up their man at the line of scrimmage and getting tackles. But you notice that they're getting an extra yard or 2 on these runs up the middle now because these guys are getting tired. So we might see another 2, maybe 3 runs here, and then you'll see Coach Purrier probably take another shot at the end zone while he has them thinking run, run, run. But so far, Ascension Christian answering on this drive after 2 straight St. Martin scores.
So you had Skylar Shank with the tackles. Now you have Sean Shank with the tackles. So that was the Sean Shank redemption. And I'm sorry about that, fellas. And there's a run up the middle. And the ball is loose. And they're going to say it's down. They're going to say it's down. And the nice run makes everybody forget my joke, my dad joke. I'm sorry about that.
Right,
so like the nice run up the middle and a couple of broken tackles and the ball loose, but that's Cormier with a nice keeper right up the middle.
And same thing with Cormier. Whenever Ethan pulls that ball, he does such a good job of making you think he's handing it off. He faked the handoff. His man got hit, but he was able to slip through a hole that the Lions lined open. Great job right there. That's where the scheme comes into play. They've seen him hand it off so many times that when he did it, they just immediately went for the running back.
First down and goal, and not much up the middle that time as Shank and others take him down. That was Stafford on the carry. We're now 2:25 left to go in the third quarter.
Big answer by Ascension Christian and Coach Purrier to go down the field all the way down to the 9-yard line so far, threatening another score. And they needed this drive. I mean, you saw Ascension Christian's defense beginning to waver against St. Martin. They needed a long drive to try and retake momentum, try and retake the lead, and so far they've done a great job of it.
2nd and goal from the 9. This is the answer drive that Ascension Christian needs if they can get into the end zone right here.
We might see a pass right here.
And
there's
they
a pitch,
lose
and
it,
that's a fumble.
And a fumble recovery by number 63 or number 53. That's Hope. No, that's 63. Stephen Brower, linebacker for. And that's one where he tried to get the pitch out the last second, should have held on to it.
Yeah, he was going down and tried to do a little bit too much with the football, but great play on the defense by St. Martin, and Cormier almost had it, and if he would have made that pitch, it probably would have gone for a score because a lot of the St. Martin defenders were queuing in on him. But they come up with a big stop inside of the red zone, get the ball back on their own 15, and now Ascension Christian, after that big drive, you have to try and get a stop here.
And then the positive thing is you ran some time off the clock and you kept the ball out of the running back Barry's hands. The bad thing is they didn't get any points out of it, and now at least they have a long field to go. And on first down, they're going to give it on the end around little jet sweep.
Looked like Saucier again with an end around.
Yes.
And a good run by him. And
so he gets some positive yards, and they're going to mark it as an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2, with 1:24 left to go in the third quarter. We'll keep up with the clock for you. You don't have the clock on your screen here tonight, but we'll keep you up to date on the time remaining in the game. So,
yeah, 1:14 left in this game so far, and I mean, it's 2nd down and short. Ascension Christian, they're really keying in on Barry, but we're going to see if Coach Murphy's able to get this defense to get a stop. And big run right there, brought down. But it really is, this is going to be a drive that they have got to come up with big stops. They've got to slow the ball down because if they're able to score, they go up by 2 scores if they're able to get the extra point. So Ascension Christian, this drive is key for them.
So Barry with the carry, and Tomplay makes the tackle to keep him from breaking into the secondary where he's so dangerous, and that's a first down. But could have been a lot worse if Tomplay didn't do his job. So now we're at 35 seconds. This could be the last play of the third quarter.
Here we go. Let's see if they just try to get the ball to Barry in space and see if he's able to do something with it.
Cuts outside. Can they keep him out? No, he gets through, and I believe a flag has gone down. So this could be coming back.
Looks like we have a hold that was on Carter back there. One of the linemen grabbed him.
Yes, I saw that right there on the replay. There was an obvious hold, too. And so that play is definitely coming back. The clock stopped at 16 seconds, so there's still time for more plays in the third. But you're right.
So now if you're Ascension Christian, you have got to contain the corners. You know where the ball is going to go. You know who they're going to try to get it to. The last time we had, it was a 3rd and 20. They gave the ball straight up the middle to Barry, and he went 50 yards for a touchdown. They have got to play contain here, play smart, and wrap up and wait for other people to get there to bring down the ball carrier.
And they have their opportunity right now with a 1st and 20. So they have the 1st and long. They have an opportunity to hold them and get this ball back. And if they can get a first down out of this 1st and 20, that could be a big pivotal turning point in this game. As the clock running down to 2-1, and they're not going to get the playoff. So the third quarter does come to an end before they're able to get one more playoff. So we'll move to the fourth quarter, 28-26. This has been a great ball game. St. Martin's versus Ascension. St. Martin's with the lead. We'll take a break and come back. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Introducing outage text alerts from EATEL. Sign up is quick, free, and easy. Stay informed, receive updates, and get emergency messages. Plus, our outage text alerts will notify you when there is a service disruption in your area. Sign up in 3 easy steps. Just log into your account, go to account settings, and select text notifications. It's that simple. So, sign up today at myaccount.eatel.com.
Every time he touches the ball.
And the fourth quarter begins, and as you were trying to say right there with Barry. It's just so frustrating to see when you got an evenly matched game and then one guy just takes it over.
He's electric. I mean, you hate to keep talking about one player. It is a team sport. There are 22 guys on this field at all times, but he's a special player when you get the ball in his hands. He's able to make things happen. He's able to be that exciting playmaker that St. Martin needs. And Ascension Christian, they have played very disciplined so far against him. There's been very few times where he's had just a one-on-one and he's beaten the man. He's had to beat 2, 3, 4, 5 Lions, but he's done it. And it's just very impressive to watch him out here. But his team, his offensive line is playing very well. But this is where St. Martin has had the most trouble this season, closing out games. They've had leads in every game that they have played so far, but have not been able to finish them off. So we're going to see now if they're able to carry this lead and able to do something.
And a quarterback throwing downfield. Oh, he's wide open. He has 2 guys wide open as they just went all run. And it's a race to the end zone, and it's a victory for the St. Martin's Episcopal Saints as the catch made by Saucier. And that's just one where everybody forgot about the pass. Everybody's just trying to stop Barry, and they had their choice.
Just a great call on the bootleg right there. I mean, you fake the handoff, you suck in the whole defense. The Lions have been doing it all night, but he did a bootleg to the outside after they stacked him in on the left and just caught the Ascension Christian Lions going after the run.
And that's what happens when you have that special guy. You got to stop him, and that's when you got 1st and 20, you got to go all out because this is your shot. And then everybody just forgot about the receivers and the extra point coming on the way. And this is important because this will make it a 2-possession game. And it's up. And it's good, so it's a 2-possession game, 35-26.
It is, and that's tough. But now if you're the Lions, you still have to play for the onside kick right here. You have to prepare for that. But you have, once again, that's why points are such a premium in this game. That turnover on the 9-yard line now coming back. Even if the Lions didn't get the extra point, it's still only a 1-score game after that. Now they've got to score twice. And so far, since the first quarter, they've only been able to get 6 points. It's going to be very hard to score twice with 11 minutes left.
And so we'll see as we'll keep it here for the kick as they've gone deep a couple of times. They've done a couple of onside kick. They've kind of gone in the middle a couple of times. So at this point, you got Ascension Christian probably guessing, and you can't really stack one part because they'll go the other way, most likely, if you do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're St. Martin, you almost have to kick it deep because if you risk kicking it short, you give the Lions a short field, which when the Lions have gotten a short field, they've moved the ball the best. The Lions have had the most trouble when they've been backed up into the 20, within the 15. So St. Martin would wisely kick it deep, but if Coach Tendusa is looking to put the final touches in this game, if he's looking to close it out with one more score, we could see him try that onside kick right here.
Yeah, this is a situation where if you're Ascension Christian, you have to answer. So let's see what they do right here. They're kind of looking right, and that's where the defenders are, but they go deep. And this time they're ready for it as Tomplay gets it. And he's going to try to cut outside. He can do something here. He's outside. He's got a chance as a nice block outside 20 and tackled inside the 20. I don't see any flags on the field. And that's the difference. That time Tomplay was ready for it. It didn't trick him. He didn't have to go chase it. And he was able to set up the return, and it was a beautiful job by the whole team.
Yeah, and a great block on the backside from Carter Evans when Tomplay was cutting it down this side of the field. But the biggest thing that happened, and we saw it in the replay, St. Martin, the defender that had the first play on him, tripped, slipped in the field in the exact spot that Barry slipped in the first half, and was not able to bring down Tomplay, which let him get to the corner. And that is a huge momentum-shifting play for the Lions. If they're able to punch it in quickly here, now they're able to go back only down 1 point.
They got into the red zone last drive. They had a 2nd and goal and then a fumble on an attempted option pitch. And that is where St. Martin's recovered. They scored a few plays later, and that's where we stand right now. And a nice run on first down, gets about 6. So it's going to be 2nd and 4 as Stafford carries the ball.
And that same thing, though, another good run up the middle. But we saw that run in the third quarter. It started with 2 yards, then it became 4. Now we're into the fourth quarter, and he's getting 6 yards on that. St. Martin's defense has worn down a little bit. Some of those guys who have had to play both ways, both offense and defense, starting to tire. But Coach Purrier, he told Ethan when he got to the sideline, ball control, hold on to the football, ball security. We cannot afford turnovers in the red zone.
Now inside of 11 minutes and a nice run up the middle, close to another first down.
I think they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, Stafford again with the carry, and it's 1st and goal. This time they've got to get points out of this one.
Yes, they've got to get points. If you're St. Martin, right here is where you want to stack the line. You want to put 5 guys on that line, and you want to make the Lions beat you on the edges. They've been great in this second half at getting to the edge and stretching the play out. So they've got to put 5 guys there, though, and stop Stafford and them from getting straight up the middle.
You could see the clock a moment ago since we're on this side of the field. It's 10.5 minutes left to go, and a keeper by Cormier in for the touchdown.
Great run by Ethan. Brought him in with the fake handoff and then was able to fight through 3 defenders. Look at this replay. Around the right side, 3 men in front of him in the end zone, and he's able to get it in. Great job.
And that's what happens when you have 2 successful runs up the middle. You got to keep that tight, and then it opens up the outside. That's what we saw in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, just a good drive by Ascension Christian, able to answer what St. Martin has been doing, scoring at will. This 2-point conversion is crucial because even though this game was within a field goal, Connolly has not kicked one yet this season that has been successful. So you need this 2-point conversion right here to keep it a 1-point game. So even if they do score and get the extra point, Ascension Christian can tie it or take the lead.
And there's a pitch and a pass. And I think that kind of just slipped out of his hands.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to go for Tom Play on the pitch, but either it slipped out of his hands or Tom Play was not on the same page.
So it's 35-32, 10:25 left to go in the game. We'll be back. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
Know anybody's name in that group message except yours.
And we're back, and 35-32 is our score, and we were talking about that a moment ago, and he's told us that already. Jonathan Moore, we were just discussing it again during the commercial break. We're going to see another onside kick right here from Connolly, so this is big.
And this is huge. They've got Barry on the side that the ball's been coming to. They've got their best hands team, 2 receivers and a running back. They're not giving this up easily right now.
Good bounce, and it's loose.
That's a live ball.
Loose.
That's a live ball.
Oh, they got it. Recovered by number 3, Saucier.
Ball bounced just behind Carter. If we watch it on the replay, he was blocking, engaged to his man, and I think it was Saucier who came up behind him. And just behind him.
Smart play. And he pounds the ground excited because that's a big play, and he made that last touchdown reception as well. So Saucier, we were talking about how Barry has been Mr. Electric, and Saucier is making his presence known here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Barry's been very, very electric, but Saucier has been coming up clutch. He had that big play there. He had the big catch, and that was not an easy catch to do out on the sideline. The ball was thrown behind him. He had to adjust to it while it was in the air, and we've seen him also doing a few of these end arounds, so we'll see what they're able to do right here.
And they go to the man.
And that is a big run.
But a good job by Cormier, just because he's the last line of defense before a touchdown right there.
That was a very impressive wrap-up by Cormier, but Barry just hit a hole that was just massive, and the Ascension Christian Lions, even though they were right there, just not quick enough to plug it. But so far, the offensive line of St. Martin in this second half has been able to open up some big holes.
So 10 minutes, we're approaching 10 minutes left to go in this game. Again, we'll keep you updated on the clock since we don't have it live on our graphic here tonight. So 9:55 left to go. Still plenty of time in the fourth quarter. And there's the handoff and a nice run, nice cut. And still moving, and that's Mandela. And he's got a first down for the Saints.
Stafford had a chance to stop him after a couple of yards, but just didn't take a great angle on it. You can see him go around right there, but luckily able to get a shoelace tackle at the end just before he was able to get even more yards out of it.
So now 9:32 left to go. I'll try to give you an update on every play here. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Ball is at the 23-yard line. 3-point game. Saints with the lead. And there's the handoff up the middle. Good job as they stand him up, and Barry's tackled after a short gain.
Yeah, there was just nowhere to run right there. Barry did the smart thing, didn't try to bounce anything, just said we need a couple of yards. Let's keep the ball in bounds, keep the ball right here where I can still move around the field. And just a good job by St. Martin, but a great stop by Ascension Christian. And with 8 minutes coming up, the Lions right now need to get either a quick stop right here or a turnover.
So 8:41 is the official time left on the clock. 2nd and 7, 3-yard gain by Barry. And a keeper by the quarterback, and he tries to cut outside, slips. So
sadly, I think we're going to get a horse collar tackle on that play. Safford got his jersey, and it looked like the referees are going to probably call this a personal foul.
Oh, that's it was hard for me to see from that angle as I'm looking on the field.
Yeah,
and that's what it is. As I thought he just slipped, but no, it was a horse collar tackle on him.
Yeah, that was unfortunate right there. Safford had his hands on him, but just got a little bit too much of the jersey. But he stopped. The quarterback did a great job of playing his assignment. Just unfortunate with that hand placement right there, and that gives them a 1st and goal.
That's what it looks like they're doing. They're marking it at about the 9? No, it's a 10. It's a 10, and the clock is running. 8:15 left to go in the game. 1st and goal. The Lions need to make a big stand right here.
Yeah, they do. This is huge.
And they do on 1st down, as I believe that's Carter who comes from behind and wraps him up. It still gets a yard or two, but could have been a lot worse. 7:55 left to go.
And we have an injury timeout on the field. Official just called and stopped the clock. So
one of the offensive linemen got up kind of slowly, and he's coming off the field.
Yeah, he's going to have to come off for a play because the official stopped the clock for him.
I think that's Shank, 52, Skyler Shank. And that's a guy they need on both sides of the ball. That's their best trench man for sure.
That's a big play, and he's walking to the sideline holding his head, which is never a good thing. So I hope he's okay. But St. Martin, that would be a big loss if something happened.
That would be a huge loss. If they give up points here, they got to hold it to a field goal. That would make it 38-32, and that would still be interesting as the passes dropped.
Yeah, and that brings up 3rd down. I mean, this is 4-down territory for them. They're going to go for it every down, I think. This close, I can't see them settling for a field goal, although their kicker can kick it. We watched him pregame. He was able to boot that ball through, but if you're Coach Dendusa with 7 minutes coming up, he's able to continue to make this a 2-score game if he punches it in and gets an extra point. So if I'm him, I'm going for it on all 4 downs, but he has the option to that kicker. If Ascension Christian gets a loss right here or is able to stand him at the line, that makes it a very hard choice to go for it.
Possibly the play of the game with 7:24 left to go. Cutting outside, close,
and he's
touchdown. Barry's just too good and too fast, and he got to that pylon before the Ascension Christian defenders did, as we see on the replay.
He looked like he was out of bounds just before it, so I was surprised the official actually called it because we didn't see the pylon get hit. The official had a better angle than we did, obviously, but he looked a little bit short from here.
He may have just reached out. It's hard to see from that angle, though. You see that occasionally where they'll go out of bounds, but they'll reach the ball out over the plane to get the touchdown.
But just a great run. I mean, just gets to the corner, gets past his man, and even though he had contact, fought through it.
Extra point. Good, so it's 42-32. And we'll take a break with 7:17 left. And you're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from EATEL Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
And we're back, and we got to give some props to the kicker. We haven't done that yet. Cooper Helmke is the kicker for the St. Martin's Episcopal Saints. He's 6 for 6, and he's had some good kickoffs, some smart decisions on special teams tonight.
Yeah, he's only a freshman. I mean, watching him play, it's just been very good. Every single extra point right on the money, and I watched him kick pregame from 30 yards out. He was just as good.
So 7:17 left to go, and again, they're looking right, and they're going to do the onside kick, and it's recovered. So good field position. That's the one advantage of that onside kick if it's not successful. And so that appears to be Cormier with the recovery. So it's 1st and 10.
If you're Ascension Christian, this is a drive where you not only have to come away with points, but pretty much for the rest of the game, you cannot put the ball back into St. Martin's hands. They have to score, and then they've got to figure out how to get that onside kick because the St. Martin just went down the field in a 4-minute drive where they wanted to score and didn't want to waste any time and scored. If St. Martin wanted to, they could chew this clock up. So Ascension Christian, this is a huge drive right here.
1st and 10. And they're tight. One receiver, man in motion. And there's a pitch. Strung out. Good block. Gets through. Past midfield. Want to give credit to number 14,
and we
Carter, with a...
I think we have a flag. I think we have a late hit out of bounds.
Yeah, I think you do. Carter, watch Carter. Nice block right there. Springs him free. And then you see the late hit out of bounds. That guy comes in with the crown of his helmet. With 7:09 left to go.
You hate to see that. You know, he playing through the whistle. They're very, very aggressive going after it. But that at this point in the game, that is a huge penalty. That's 15 yards down the field that your team could not afford to give up.
And you said that was one of the contributing factors to their loss last week. And almost like you're being prophetic there. There's the discipline kind of comes through right there.
You want your team to be aggressive. You want them to attack the football, but they've got to know when you get to that white boundary, you've got to pull up and not put your helmet on them. He did, and that cost his team big. Now Ascension Christian gets it on the 35-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
So, again, the clock is at 7:09, and it's stopped after the penalty and the out-of-bounds play. And there's a run, and that's Stafford to the 28, 27, we'll say the 28. So good yardage there, and they'll bring up 2nd down and medium.
He might go for the 1st down here with it being 2nd and short, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a shot right here. With Stafford coming out of the game, you could see Coach Purrier try to do a play fake, go over the top, maybe not necessarily to Emery, but going to Carter.
You see Ethan Hunt coming in the game. He gets the ball up the middle a little bit, but Stafford's been the more effective runner here tonight in the trenches.
Coach Purrier calls in the play from the sideline. He looked at the coverage. And there's the play.
And it's a fake. And to the end zone, jump ball up for grabs.
I think it was intercepted.
It's picked. The wrong two got it. And it's picked off by Seth Mandela. And that might be the straw that broke the camel's back tonight.
That's tough. And for Tom Play, he had the ball in his hands, but when he came down, Mandela just took it out of his hands. You have got to maintain the catch all the way through, and that's a big play right there. But the only advantage they have is they're on the 1-yard line because his momentum did carry him back to the 1. If you're Ascension Christian, if you could get a stop here, it's probably going to be a safety. So they've got to come up big right here.
A safety would make a big difference because that could make it a one-possession game if you can get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and they would get the ball back. That's their biggest hope right now, I think.
Yeah, if they're able to get in there, and I mean, this is going to be a tall order. Barry has ran the ball left and right. He's gone straight up the middle. St. Martin, it looks like somebody's, I think it's Ascension Christian. No, St. Martin's going to call a timeout.
And so we will stay with this at the timeout, and we will look at Ascension Christian's schedule for the rest of the season, as they are 1-2, and they're in danger of falling to 1-3. They had the big win against Ben Franklin, and they got one more game on the road against Central Private before you get to the district schedule. And that district schedule, St. John's and White Castle, they actually got 3 in a row at home, St. John's, White Castle, Ascension Catholic, and then you go on the road to East Iberville.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough slate for them. I mean, everybody at Ascension Christian, we're hoping next week Central Private's going to be a tough game, but it is a game that we have the opportunity to win. Then you get into district play. We know White Castle's going to be tough. We know Ascension Catholic is going to be tough. St. John has played very well so far this year. And East Iberville has also been playing very well. So the next 4 out of the next 5 weeks are going to be extremely hard. So you look next week at Central Private and you're able to tell your team, this is a game that we have an opportunity to win if we execute correctly, if we're able to run the ball, if we're able to carry down the field, no turnovers, and play solid defense. But I'm very curious to see how Ascension Christian's able to do with the remainder of their schedule.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. We do have one final score from Monroe. Dutchtown got the win tonight against Washita Parish, 42-33, as a run by you-know-who, Barry. And go ahead.
3-yard gain there. And one thing Barry has done a very impressive job, which has been surprising because he hasn't done it the first 2 weeks. He has held on to that football. You can tell that Coach Gendusa has just been hammering that in this week because that ball has been high and tight for the entire game, and now we have a timeout called on the field.
And so that's going to be the hydration break. And so since we took a look at Ascension Christian's schedule, let's look at St. Martin Episcopal's schedule, and they play in District 9-1A, as you can see at the bottom of our graphic. That's with Metairie Park Country Day, Riverside Academy, St. Martin's Episcopal, and West St. John. And of course, the team you got to look out for there is West St. John. They've won state championships before. But one of the things about their schedule, they're 0-2, and every team in that district has been just hammered by the hurricane. And so you don't know what that district's going to look like, and that most of those teams are just happy to have football if they're even having it right now.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about at the beginning of the game, St. Martin actually missed games this year. Their season started late because of that hurricane. Ascension Christian, I mean, the center of the field, the bleachers, you can see were completely destroyed by the hurricane, blew over that fence into the field. So both of these teams affected by it, but even more so the teams in that district. The wind came through, destroyed fields, took down power poles, so much damage, and some of them are just happy playing football, but like you said, you don't know where they're going to be mentally, especially as the season grinds on.
And so we're halfway through, and it's 2nd and 5 and a handoff, and not enough for a first down, so it's going to be a 3rd down situation. So this is a big stop possibly for Ascension Christian. They need to get the ball back right here and not give up any points, but it's going to be close. It's going to be 3rd down, and they keep on moving that marker up. It's going to be 3rd down and about 1.5.
Yeah, if you're Ascension Christian, this is kind of the game right here. If they're able to get this ball and get another first down, they're able to chew another 2 minutes off the clock. You really, these 2 plays, this 3rd down, and if they decide to go for it on 4th, you've got to make a stop.
So the clock, 5:20, 5:19, 5:18. Just a really critical situation. If they don't get the first down right here, they may have to start thinking about calling timeouts. They got the first down,
and
this is gone. No, they're not going to catch him. They're not even. As one of the linemen kind of pulled up with an injury, and so he's going to go about 90 yards. We'll call it 90.
Yeah,
and that's probably the closer right there.
Yep, Carter in the middle of the run pulled up with a cramp, and you saw it after he got to that next level. There was nobody that was going to stop him.
Oh no, And you see, like right there, you see him pulling up right there.
He pulled up. I mean, and he's still cramping on the field. He's barely able to move down there. I mean, but that's when you play against a talent that's that level. I mean, Barry, the speed that he has, he is a player that we could potentially see playing on Saturdays and maybe even playing on Sundays one day. The thing that you hope with him, you hope that he continues to grow, continues to mature, and continues to develop, because watching him play out here has just been electric. Seeing him move, he takes a simple handoff up the middle and he goes 80 yards. Ascension Christian, to their credit, we have done a great job of slowing him down, because that's really all you can do right now is slow him down. We don't have that 4 or 5 star athlete that can match up with him.
49-32, and we're going to take a break. St. Martin's Episcopal with the lead. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Introducing outage text alerts from EATEL. Sign up is quick, free, and easy. Stay informed, receive updates, and get emergency messages. Plus, our outage text alerts will notify you when there is a service disruption in your area. Sign up in 3 easy steps. Just log into your account, go to account settings, and select text notifications. It's that simple. So, sign up today at myaccount.etel.com.
So it's 49-32, and it has been a strong effort here tonight by the Lions, but it's just too much. Harlan Berry, 5'11", 160-pound freshman, who he ran for 300-plus last week. He's got to be over 2 bills here tonight so far.
Oh, easily. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he has 300 yards right now. Ascension Christian, we have had our chances right now. They're going for an onside kick to try and ice this, and I think that they recovered it too.
There's a fight for it, not literally. And still sorting it out.
They have to be careful. Someone might get shanked in that fight.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think the Shanks are in there for that play. We've done a good job with restraint on the Shank references.
We have, especially with how well they've played. I mean, we've called their name all night, and their line has just been so impressive out there. But Ascension Christian, I mean, as I said, to their credit, they put themselves in a position to be in this game. A game against a team that has a running back who's probably got over 300 yards. A game that has a team that is explosive offensively. Ascension Christian has caught them off guard. They have forced them to play extremely disciplined football against them. And that's just a great job of coaching by Coach Purrier and this team, and just a great job of execution by the Lions.
And so Ascension Christian did recover that onside kick, and we have a whistle before the play. And
so we have
that's
a timeout
being called by Ascension Christian. And so we are going to take this break to look at the top 10 in Class 1A, as we don't get a lot of opportunities to look at 1A because of the 5A heavy schedule that we have. But Ouachita Christian, Calvary Baptist, those two teams are always dominant. And you see all the non-select schools a little bit lower, but the select schools, Ouachita, Calvary Baptist, Southern Lab, they're always dominant. Then you got teams like Haynesville and Oak Grove that are always there, and Vermilion Catholic, Ascension Catholic. So it's always the same teams in 1A, it seems like, that are always dominant.
It is, and some of those teams like Southern Lab, we know year in and year out Southern Lab is going to be a powerhouse. We know year in and year out, usually Ascension Catholic is in that conversation of those top 10 teams. The last time I checked, Ascension Christian was, I think we were number 16 in this. And so games like this and games like last week where you have an opportunity to win against a team that is going to get more power points than you have to win those to get those power points to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And 1A is never easy.
Right.
You know, yes, we are schools that have a lot less students. We have a lot less kids on the football team, but especially the teams at the top that are there, the Southern Labs, they might not have as many players as a 5A school, but they have as much talent as a 5A school.
Right. And so on first down, and the quarterback is going to roll out, throw pass, and incomplete. Intended for Carter, and it just falls incomplete. And to talk about that, too, it's really important to get power points in 1A because the top is so strong.
Yeah.
And if you wind up with a team like, if you wind up with with Southern Lab in the first round or Calvary Baptist in the first round, it's going to be rough.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get a spot where you don't play them in the first round. You get some momentum and maybe a victory.
And we've played against them in the first round. We actually played non-district football for a few years because of 1A's district that they had us in was an extremely tough district. I think at that point it was Kentwood and Southern Lab, and we were playing against these teams that had players, some of them that were 2 and 3 times our size, and we looked at it and we couldn't compete, so we dropped out, rebuilt the program a little bit. Coach Puryear kind of bringing things back to the basics, but now we've been back in district now for 3 years, and even though you don't see double-digit win seasons, we're seeing that steady improvement. And
yes.
Like you said, against those teams, we've got to get power points because they're going to be tough to play at home in that first round.
And so the pass, that time it's a nice pass, caught for a first down. Tom Play with the catch. Going into the game, he had 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. He doubled his touchdown output here tonight with a couple, and he's getting a lot more yardage here today as well.
He has. He's probably gone over 100 yards receiving, which it's crazy because we talked about at the beginning of the game, the goal was to run the football, maybe get a few play actions, but if I had to guess, we probably have twice as many passing yards as we do rushing yards. That's just been a credit to coach and the team for being able to say, we know they're going to try to stop us, we got to beat them another way.
And there's the quarterback keeper, and that time they are able to catch him, and that's 53 and 60. That's Sean Shank, and number 53, that's Dominic Hogan. First time we call his name tonight for a 1-yard loss. 4 minutes left to go in the game.
Yeah, and the Ascension Christian, we're trying to move the ball down the field. Cormier's made a couple of good passes. The first one was dropped. The second one was caught, but just not an offense that's really designed to come back from 2 or 3 scores down because the explosiveness is not there.
You're right. That's been the difference. 2nd down and 11. Tight formation. Man in motion. Fake. Looking left. And had a receiver in the flat, but just wide of Stafford, incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. Clock now stopped at 3:27. This game, it's now a 17-point game, so it's a 3-possession game. And they need a touchdown a minute right here, so they got to get something just to even have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's hard to take shots whenever you're going up against this line, though. I mean, both of the Shank brothers, we've seen it each time Cormier has had the ball, they've been in his face.
Yeah.
So it's hard for them to take those 2 and 3 and 5-step drops and wait 5 seconds for the receiver to get down the field. You're almost limited to, okay, we've got to do these little 10-yard passes. So you hope that one of them can maybe break it big, but we'll see what they do here at 3rd and long. Yeah,
and as you said, the difference tonight, they have the explosive player, and Ascension Christian just does not. And we're seeing that right now as Shank gets him, and then the Calvary comes in after it and wraps him up. And so that's going to be 4th down and a lot.
Yeah, and Shank's slow to get up again. I mean, he's got to be exhausted after playing both sides of the ball.
I think the other Shank is still out of the game. No, he's the other Shank is back in. So it's Skylar Shank. He's a 6'1", 290-pound senior. Sean Shank, a 6'4", 250-pound senior. So they're twins. I guess one went to the buffet line a couple of extra times, though. But they are both dominant.
Yeah, and Coach Jindus is happy to have them because having the guys like that, even though they might not be the most athletic guys with getting off the ball like some of these other 4- and 5-star recruits, they're able to control that line of scrimmage with their size, which is what you need as a team.
And 4th down, they get some positive yardage, but it's not going to be enough, and they're dragged down. No flags, it appears.
It looked like they all got to the sideline and slipped when they got over there, so it wasn't a late hit. It's just everybody.
And you can look on this side, and you see all the mud where the players are standing. It's rubber boot weather. Or it's not really rubber boot weather. It's rubber boot turf out there tonight. And so the clock stops at 2:27.
The field has actually held up pretty well. I'm very impressed with how well it's done, especially with how much running has been on it tonight. But Ascension Christian, just like you said, just could not match the explosiveness of Barry and the ability to, from the 2-yard line to take it in all the way. They weren't able to match that, but schematically, a very well drawn-up game. It's just when you're going up against a talent like that, that's tough.
No, Coach Puryear had a great job of just in that first quarter, that strategically, that was just a well drawn out plan, and then once you got to the second and third quarter, and it's kind of mano a mano, and then you got the one guy who's just on another level. That's where it kind of just breaks you.
Yeah, you like to see where things are going for both of these schools. Ascension Christian, I know Cormier is a senior, and we have a few others who are going to be graduating here soon. But for the most part, this is a young team with a good junior high class that's coming up. St. Martin, you look forward to one guy, and that's Harlan Barra. You look forward to seeing his name and how far he's able to do it. I mean, as a freshman, he's already rushed for almost 1,000 yards this season, and they've missed a game.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder what records is he going to be able to set. And not only that, more importantly, how far is a guy like that going to be able to carry his team? Because as we've seen out here, he is a talent that you can potentially ride to victories. So that's a talent that you could win in the playoffs with.
So you're absolutely right. We'll keep it here, and we're getting back to the action. And Jonathan, I'm very grateful to have you out here tonight. You've done a great job, and one of the things that's been difficult, I've had to go fly solo a couple of times because SWAC was out, and you have filled in the holes perfectly. And I've had less to say tonight probably than I've had all year, and you've just done an awesome job, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate it, man. It's been a real honor to be here with y'all. I've enjoyed it so much. It's kind of been a childhood dream of mine to be able to call football games. And I became a pastor, so I have the opportunity to speak to people, but to get the chance to do this. And I want to thank Josh on camera, and our director Nolan have been doing a great job too. Really, the shots have been awesome. The communication has been great. It's just been really exciting to be out here with y'all.
So let's look at the games of the week that are coming up, and we're going to move back to 5-5A district play next week, and that's going to be McKinley taking on Sandoval. That's going to be at Dutchtown, and then East Ascension, they're going to have to go to Catholic. And those are our two games next week. Then the following week, East Ascension homecoming at Dutchtown, literally at Dutchtown, and Woodlawn versus Sandoval. That's going to be a good game. That's one that I'm really looking forward to those games in 2 weeks. And on first down, there's a handoff. And good yardage, about 6, Mandela. And I think we're probably just going to see the clock just run down to 0 here. Nobody's really doing anything right now.
And, Jeff, you get to watch them more than I do, but for Ascension Parish with Donaldsonville and with EA and all of them, what is it looking like this year for the playoffs for those teams and the talent level? Do you think that some of these schools in our parish have the ability to compete with the big boys in 5A?
They're getting closer. Last year you had two teams make it to the second round, Dutchtown and East Ascension. Last year Sandoval kind of fell back a little bit, but I saw them last week and they're really good this season. And so the only thing is in the district 5-5A that they're in, Catholic is most likely going to be the favorite. They will most likely win the division or win the district. And then after that, it's a toss-up. Literally, I cannot figure out which team is better. They all look like they're much better and much more competitive this year. So it's really going to be fun. And they're taking a knee. Yeah.
They are, and it's great to hear. And I'm looking forward to the day that Ascension Christian is on that discussion of talking about them in the playoffs, being one of the favorites. Because even though we are a small school, we are continuing to grow. We are continuing to do great things in the parish. And one of the things is we have a lot of great schools around us. So it's both a blessing and because parents do want to send their kids to incredible schools. So even though we have one, Sandoval, E, and Dutchtown, we don't have anything bad to say about them because those are three very good schools.
Yeah, and, I covered the last time I covered them was about 7 or 8 years ago, and they went to Lafayette. I want to say it was against Lafayette Christian, or one of the private schools in Lafayette, and it was not a fun night for Ascension Christian, and it was one of those where it was just a complete mismatch, and it's not like that out here tonight. I mean, this is a good team. They have a great running back, and you said the same thing last week when they played Westminster. They were with them for about 2.5 quarters, and then kind of fell back and lost. Same thing here tonight.
Yeah, we have a junior high and a freshman class coming up that are really going to help this roster out a lot. I've gotten to go to some of our games for the junior high and also just see some of the players on their team and known them growing up. We have a very bright future here, and it's going to be exciting to see as time goes on just how far we're able to go and how much we're able to grow.
And since we were thanking everybody out here, of course, we want to thank Coach Purrier for providing us with all the information that he gave us and making us feel at home for all this. And, of course, also the principal, Mr. Bagwell, for coming out here and talking to us at halftime and setting everything up in a hard year, a hurricane year. And y'all have had a lot to go through as the clock's going to run out here. But thanks a lot for coming. And thanks for having us out here.
You're welcome. Coach Perrier does a top-class job, one of my good friends, and we appreciate having you all out here. Thank you so much for the recognition of the school and just the exposure that we're getting out of it. We appreciate it.
I'm glad to do it, and hopefully we'll be out here again in the future. As the game concludes, our final score, St. Martin's 49, Ascension Christian 32. And so that will do it for our broadcast here tonight. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for our crew for putting together another great broadcast. And we will have a couple of games for you in 5-5A next week, so stay tuned for that. You've been watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.